My mic's always muted. I always forget about that. But hello, welcome everybody to that of the stream today. My name is SenseiSuplex, and today we have the return of Sands of Sin, or in the second campaign known as Valley of Dreams. Today, this is the third and final game for that of the Soulbound Triad between that of the Ascent and Secrets in the Sands and all that good stuff. So yeah, heck yeah, appreciate everybody who stopped on by and decided to support that of the stream. For those of you guys who don't know, welcome to the session, Cowabunga. That's right, Chris. That's right. I almost called you Chris. That's right, Kane. That's right. But for those of you guys who don't know, I'm a professional dungeon master, so I will not be able to look at that chat once the game is actually sort of going and all that stuff. I'm going to be focused on the game. But feel free to talk to any of the players and that of the Twitch chat. Some of them are here, or just talk amongst yourselves and all that. Last other thing is you guys can also affect the game in real time by giving out inspiration points or even health potions to that of the crew. So hey, if you want to help out and leave your mark, do sure, or make sure to do so that way, and check out if you got any channel points. That being said, I don't got any more announcements, so let's get started and let's head back over to everybody. All right. Alrighty, I'm back. Boom. All right. Oh wait, what the hell? Oh wait, missing somebody, or am I crazy? Nah, this thing is messed up. Give me 2 seconds. I gotta fix the overlay for something.
Chris too good to turn the screen on, boy.
Hey, yo, chill. Don't do that. Oh man. All right, boom. All right, should be good. All right, everybody, loaded into Foundry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. If that's the case, we'll do like a little because it's been a while. We're gonna do a little quick test run to make sure the ambience and music is all good. I'm just gonna play like something off in the background. You let me know if you guys can hear it. If you can't hear anything, and oh god, that's loud as hell. If you guys can't hear anything at the moment, look in the top right of your screen, click the little music icon, and see if it's like muted automatically or anything like that. If you can hear something, then just give me like a thumbs up or just say, hey, yo, I can hear stuff.
Yeah, I can hear music right now.
All right,
We
dope.
Gucci?
Daryl and
good.
Chris, what about y'all?
No, I don't hear anything.
Because
Uh,
your cam is off, man. Your cam is off. You just fucked up in the game.
Yeah, that's the way it goes, man. That's the rules.
oh, man. But yeah, check top right of your screen, click the little music icon, see if it's muted.
It's not.
It's not.
Mine is not either.
Really? Hold on, I'm gonna turn it a little bit louder. Bear with me.
Okay, I hear it now.
All right, it's just low. What about you, Daryl?
Nah, I don't hear nothing.
Really?
It's not
Yes,
muted, and I can see.
Are you playing it through the computer, or are you like Discord on your phone and Foundry on your computer?
Discord. I'm everything on the computer.
Oh, okay.
Oh, goddamn. Oh, by the way, Sean, you actually
I don't
received an
think-
inspiration point from Ducky. Agony for Demonic Turtle Brothers. Oh,
That's
man.
what's up.
Demonic Turtle Brothers. Man.
That's the way to start it off, I guess.
That's a way
This
to
shit
start
sounds
it off.
terrifying. I didn't know Agni had siblings. Shit.
Yeah,
Can I
fun
gift
fact.
myself?
Who knows?
All right. Yeah, fun
Wait,
fact.
where's the
Ducky
music?
had the first demonic turtle.
Hope to follow in his footsteps. Make him proud.
I think
Sensei.
technically it's canon that I forgot what we talked about, me and Ducky, but I think that he works underneath Agni. I think. I forgot what we talked about though.
Jeez.
Damn, this guy got followers? Shit.
Wow.
I'd be in the streets, man.
Oh,
Wow,
man.
bro.
All right, I'm gonna try one more time with the music. All right.
Nah, this theme though, Valley of Dreams, this shit look dope. I like how the lettering looks.
Yeah. How to get the little new font.
I mean, yeah, cause we about to be sleeping with the fishes, man.
Or we putting everybody else to sleep.
Daryl, you hear anything?
Yeah, I can hear it now.
All right, dope. All right, that's the case. If everybody's good to go, what the fuck is Tito doing?
Russ,
Being an old man.
Oh man, bro.
All right, if everybody's good to go, oh shit. Then I'm gonna start with that of the game. Let's get it. All right. So, and also time for your theme song. Or actually, real quick, this is temporary, so we got a new music director for Project Aurora. His name is Vocal Outburst. He's actually going to be doing opening themes for all the campaigns, so y'all will eventually have your own custom opening theme and whatnot, eventually, but for right now, this is the placeholder. Alright, so let's get it. So, that being said, I would like each and every single one of you to gather around the table and let me tell you all a Voden fable. To gather around for the tale of these survivors, the tale of the looming corruption and a jaded destiny. For this, my friends, be the infamous tale of the Valley of Dreams and the legendary tale of the Soulbound. That being said, the year is unknown to you all in the land of Voden, a strange and untamed place no matter the region. A realm that is made up of that of chaos, creation, and destruction. For these individuals witnessing the last cycle, the beginning, and that of the end. They slayed creatures in the Forbidden Expanse and discovered an unsettling truth within these sands. However, these survivors know that of the dangers lying ahead and would seek to brave a new wasteland. One where a devil named Auroraverse resided and where the Lunista clan was last seen. A final chance to stop the corruption before it was too late for most of you. That being said, it was a final chance and a final call to be answered, as 12 brave individuals, now 24 in number, have been tasked to conquer this land to become master survivalists, knowing nothing but remnants of their past. They'll need to uncover the mystery within to learn the truth, as knowledge is power in Voden. The story of this soulbound begins in that of a realm filled with luscious fields and overgrown valleys, housing some of the most predatory threats Voden has ever seen. Despite its beauty, though, do not be fooled, as cataclysmic threats loom from all sides in Jaded Dragon Valley, and it will take these survivors everything they've got to survive these very lands. However, and one ally lost, another shadow emerges returning to these foreign lands, with the beginning of this tale. However, the tale of these individuals, they don't start like my usual ones, warriors. As 5 or 6 shadows begin to emerge, 6 echoing possibilities step out of their frozen prisons, breaking the chains of fate. This is the beginning of the horror story that the Auroraverse would never forget. The time for all of you to awaken is now. And with that, let us begin today's session. Alrighty. So, let's start us off right. So, first things first, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of ambience to describe little things of what you guys see and all that stuff. Alright. Boom, boom, and boom. So, right now you guys will be on the sort of starting screen at this moment. It'll be loading in just a second. But that said, let us begin with today's session. Now, I strongly advise, or for all of you in this session and throughout the campaign, to definitely take notes. Especially for that of Soulbound, as you guys already know, this is going to be one for the long haul. That said, let us go. So, Sean, Tito, Daryl, Chris, Kane, and V, you all begin to sit there completely still, frozen solid in that of darkness. This darkness freezing your will and freezing your soul, before it's all surrounded in that of an astral light. Ever-changing colors of purples, blues, greens, and even occasional reds, before an omen begins to play before you. You all glance over towards this ever-astral light, and you see several things. Well, first you see yourself suspended in this astral light, a starry and beautiful space of almost nothingness. Nothing but pure beauty. echoing constellations of possibility and more. Initially, you see a city, a thriving town, multiple individuals reveling and enjoying themselves in that of the desert. As you see, they smile, but you see something terrifying among that of the horizon. It approaches slowly, but within hours, eventually the creature makes its way towards all of you. A creature turning the mountains, the sands, and the land, and the water, and even that of the sky, all over to an astral light. And you see a cosmic dragon emerging amongst that of a massive army of corrupted ones, destroying and consuming all. Buildings burn, the gods fall, and they all meet their fate, as explained by Clothis, before eventual rebirth. Rebirth. And then reawakening. The likes of you all reside suspended, watching as life forms amongst you before it's slowly covered again in this astral light of blues, greens, and purples, and it begins to almost freeze like that of ice. You feel cold, however you push through, and you refuse to die now. And you fight, as the time for battle is now, with all your strength until you will your way out to understand the truth. And as you do, 2 individuals begin to awaken. You see as immediately this sort of strange red lightning begins to strike down upon you, and you see as your vision begins to crack amongst everywhere. You almost watch as your entire sort of vision begins to almost crack like that of ice before it shatters. And as it happens, gasping for air, given a new life and a new beginning, Agni and Azora, you awaken. As you guys will see loading in this map, right here, off to the side. That being said, all right, Sean and Kane, can you please introduce yourselves and then just simply describe what your characters look like?
All right. So, my name is Kane. Definitely been playing D&D for about maybe a year, 2 years now. Love it. To quickly describe my character, she is an oculi. So those are individuals who have been cursed in their bloodline. So they are given gifts, but with those gifts definitely come a drawback. She is, best way to describe her is she looks like if a samurai was in the Egyptian type world and had like Egyptian type aesthetic.
Heck yeah. And to show the character art, here you go. All right. And that being said, Sean, if you could introduce yourself and describe your character. If you're speaking, you're muted.
Yeah, it's definitely on mute. Thank you for that.
You're good.
Yeah, my name is Sean. Been playing D&D a year and a half, 2 years now. Been enjoying role-playing games. Currently playing Agni. He is a infernal heritage sorcerer with many features that make him stick out, from his horns to his long dreadlocks to demonic runes on the shell of his back. He's also carrying around a very large weapon, which is probably uncommon to most people, which you would know as a scythe. He carries around. He hates to be cold, and he prefers any type of offensive magic that deals with fire.
Heck yeah. And for the art, also drawn by Finn, so make sure to check him out. There you go. That being said, Azora, Agni, as you two both begin to emerge from these sort of, this almost sort of crystal prisons, you see as they have the same sort of colors from what you saw in the vision of, again, green, blues, and purples. And you sort of almost drop down onto that of your knees, sort of gasping for that of air. Trying to get a hold of your senses around you, awaken in a strange place that you've never seen in your life. It doesn't seem familiar. In fact, a lot of things don't really seem familiar to you at this moment. That being said, you kind of are, for both of you, kind of are standing upon that of a strange sort of massive lily pad. And you see each other sort of in the same sort of disgruntled and just kind of woozy state. That being said, what do you two say? What do you two do?
So, as I'm waiting, can I see Agni and everybody else?
Yeah. So what you see in everybody else, you see as they have, or they're sort of covered in these sort of crystals, almost like an entirely like frozen over statue at the moment. Agni, however, is the only one who seems to be broken out right now.
Okay, so I think immediately is already be like, Agni, Agni, and I pretty much, I don't know if can I move? Yeah. So
Yeah.
pretty much, she'll probably just start calling out to her as clearly this isn't where she last remembered being. So she would just keep calling his name out.
How do you know my name?
Agni, we just dealt with this just about an hour or so ago. Remember? And Azor's thinking it back to, you know, of course, you know, not too long ago when you just had lost your memory. So she's going to say, she's like looking around to see if she could find that cat again. She said, I don't know how to explain it again, but you seem to be having more memory problems than me as of late, Agni.
I'll admit, my memory right now seems to not be the best. But who are you again?
It is I, Azor Lanista. We fought together for quite some time now. This, she looks around, our companions go there and she looks over at, you know, everyone, and she's starting to notice everyone crystallized, and she's saying, you don't remember us or our companions?
Oh, no, I can't say that I do. All of us here, we're companions, and why are we here then?
Now that's a question it's going to be hard for me to answer. Unfortunately, the way I did it last time for you, it seems to be not quite available.
You seem to know a bit more than I do. What's the last thing you remember?
And she tries to think, and she's like, I don't know. Last time I read, and she looks down, and she's kind of looking at her hands and everything. She's looking around and she says, to be honest with you, it would seem we might be in the same boat on that front. I can't quite recall, but I've always had issues with my memory. Lately, it has been fairly new with you.
Hey, Azora?
Yep.
You said you look at your hands, right?
Yep.
You look down. The same mark isn't there.
She probably wouldn't even remember that mark.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, she probably doesn't even remember it anyways. But
Yeah.
here's what you do see. You see on the palm of that of your right hand, you see a strange sort of purple square kind of almost kind of like branded onto the palm. It seems to be sort of glowing slightly, but you don't remember it ever being there. You kind of try to move it or scratch it off, and it doesn't seem to fade or anything.
So looking at it, she'll look at Agni and she'll say, "Wait, they have this mark," and she'll show the mark to Agni on her hand. And as she doing so, she also noticed this. She would notice this band on her hand as well.
Yeah.
Agni's gonna sort of check his pockets, and I guess for a turtle it means check his shell for items and look at his hand.
Looking at your belongings, it seems to be a lot of things of yours are gone. However, you do have your scythe, you do have the same sort of quiver from before, and you have your trusty smith's tools. They seem to be all perfectly fine. Everything else, however, seemed to be taken or just gone. Not entirely sure where they went. But looking at
Do
the
I
palm of
s-
your hand. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was gonna ask that.
At the palm of your hand, you do see as there is a strange mark that you definitely don't remember or recall. It seems to be that of a sort of black star. It's kind of writhing in shadows at the moment, but doesn't seem familiar in the slightest.
It seems like waking up Azura gives us more questions than answers. How did we get out and not these people? Our companions, as you say.
That's a question. It might be a bit too difficult for me to answer. You're the sorcerer. This, as she looks towards them, this is clearly of the arcane arts, something I'm not well versed upon. And she'll move close to Gore and see if, like, you know, if like she'll wave her hand in front, see if it reacts in any way, and she'll ask him, Agni, you ever seen something like this? Sort of like a crystallized stasis chamber.
I'm not quite sure where we're at right now, but it's probably not where I was born. I'm not too certain I've seen this type of magic before. These people are companions, as you said. What were they like?
This one here, a bit of a loudmouth, but definitely has heart. In the she'll point to the two down there. Those two, they had to sacrifice their original forms in order to save your life. They weren't always these metal machines, but we had to do a lot in order to save you. I can't
Interesting.
remember much beyond that.
I guess I owe you my thanks if what you're saying is true. Apologize, I can't remember it all at the moment. But it seems like there's a lot happening that we don't know.
And as you begin
Go ahead.
as you begin to sort of say that, Azora, you look towards that of the mark upon your hand, and you see as it begins to glow for a brief moment in time, a sort of purple light almost covering over it. And you see as almost on Gore's form begins to slowly sort of crack for a brief moment. It cracks more and more, and then you hear a shattering sound before you. At this point, Tito, if you could introduce yourself and describe your character.
What up? I'm Tito. Fairly new to D&D. It's about a year or so. It's my COVID project. And I have Gore, who is a sprite who is trying to convince everyone he used to be an Oni. I don't know if they believed him before, but it may be a little bit more believable now, I guess. It's the best way to say it.
That being said, here is the original art for Gore, also drawn by Finn. But a couple of things about that, Gore. So, as you begin to sort of awaken, you sort of drop down, or almost for a rare sort of occasion, you're actually on that of the ground rather than sort of flying in the air. But you, Azor, you're the one that's able to at least probably point this out. But you see on Gore's, or his form seems a little bit changed. He seems to be, or have these sort of strange horns sort of protruding out of that of his head. Almost similar to that of the Oni yokai that you dealt with before. Actually, do you remember the Oni yokai?
The demon blood moon guy.
Yeah. Do you remember him or no?
Well, yeah. Since you remember Jade, then yeah.
All right. So, kind of similar to that, but they're slowly sort of protruding out. But another thing that you guys also see on his form is where his wings are. They seem to be sort of coated with that of blood that's kind of almost just not necessarily like sort of spilling onto that of the ground, but it seems to be just sort of filling up that of the wings itself, the blood of that of Gore's enemies. That said, Gore, as you awaken, what do you say and what do you do?
Ah! Ah! Quick one! Where are we?
That is what me and Agni here is trying to figure out. Unfortunately, however, Agni once again does not remember much.
Big one. Such a weak memory on this one. It must go all to his arms. What of the other three?
Three. There's only two here.
Azora will look around and she'll say, that is correct. Yeah. She'll just like frantically look around a little bit. I don't see Jade here. Go, can you fly up and see if you see him anywhere else?
And Gore would zoom around and be like, we have the greedy one, and the quiet one, but the blessed one, where is he? Are the gods up to their tricks again? And Gore tries to bust his astral self.
So, two things of note. So one, Agni received an inspiration point from chat. And also, so Gore, as you try to sort of unleash that of the astral arms once more, trying to channel forth that of this sort of key, trying to get a hold of your surroundings, try to sort of calm yourself as much as you really can in this sort of infuriated state. However, something's not letting you. It's kind of like something sort of inside you is sort of almost unbridled rage or anger waiting to sort of be unleashed, preventing you from being able to hone your focus and be able to summon your true astral self.
Quick one! Heliod must be playing one of his tricks again. Something's wrong. Gore doesn't feel like himself. And Gore looks like he's almost like straining the hell out of himself a little bit. Like, if it looked any bit familiar, it looked like he was trying to make his arms come up.
Gore, you say, what is the last thing you remember?
Drinks! Were we not celebrating? It was a great victory we had, big one. You did well. Gore may have spoke too soon, but we were still victorious. You remember, don't you, quick one?
She'll look a little puzzled. She says, "Thing is, I can't remember all the details, but and she seems a little bit lost in thought, like she's trying to recollect.
Quick one. Have you gone without resting again?
Maybe these two can offer some type of answers to what's going on.
Just let me know when and if Gore would see that, Sensei.
See exactly what, the statues? Or
No. The katana, I guess.
Gotcha. Oh, the funny thing is, it's already on your back. Gore just hasn't noticed yet.
That sounds like Gore. And then Gore would be like, have you tried yelling at it, quick one?
No, I have not. And
Melt! Damn.
As soon as you actually begin to do that, Gore, you see as something begins to glow amongst that of your hand, and you look over and you see as there is a sort of blue two sort of blue swirls kind of going amongst that of your hand. I'll post the design in a moment. Or you see as your hand begins to light blue for a brief moment, and you watch as the statue before you begins to immediately shatter and drop. Or stepping out, you see two figures. Smaller one, who seems to be four-legged. It seems to be that of almost kind of a, from what you can tell, a strange sort of cat. Seemed to be made completely out of cactus. The second one, however, obviously larger in size and completely made out of metal and steel. Chris, if you could introduce yourself and describe what your character looks like.
Copy. Name's Chris. I've been playing D&D for about 2 years now, same as everybody else. Um, my character's name is Zaman. He used to be an Oculi, um, and he was turned into a Warforged during Sands of Sin. Um, Pretty much super inquisitive, a bit experimental. Um, if he definitely has that curious George sense about him where he touches things when he probably shouldn't be touching it, and he advises things that he may not be advising. Um, his current character description, it's kind of strange. He used to be more of a slender character. He's now this massive robot. Um, and he has a very like uh gold and bluish hues on his armor, and he looks very I guess regal in his new decal.
That being said, here is their art. There you go. All right. That said, Zaman, as you begin to awaken, you see a couple of that of your allies looking around, but you also see that as Agni is sort of looking at this strange sort of crystal statue. You look over to your right and you see that the Catkiss is still also here for some strange reason, but you see it's just Gore, or the first thing you're kind of met with is Gore sort of screaming in that of your face. So take that as you will. What do you say and what do you do as you awaken?
See it is. I think his first reaction would just be to punch him because he's startled.
Oh boy. That being said,
So,
to do damage or just like a punch, like get the hell out of me sort of thing?
just like a instinctual punch. So if he does damage, it's unintentional, but like he just immediately punches his Gore. 'Cause
You
he's just
got
that
it.
surprised.
I'll say this, first roll of the campaign, target Gore, make an unarmed strike.
Fine.
Oh man. Here we go. Also, Gore, you received an inspiration point from chat.
I mean, didn't he crit you last time that happened?
I think he did. Oh no. Oh my god. So
Well,
a
starting
21
off
to
good.
hit and 4 points of bludgeoning damage. Jesus. Yeah, that'll do it. You see Gore immediately as you're just sort of screaming, you watch as the crystals begin to shatter, and you watch as just a massive sort of metal fist comes careening towards your face, and as it does, you almost see as if you have a sort of almost a broken nose for a brief moment, but kind of able to sort of straighten it out and keep on going. That said, you do suffer 4 points of damage.
Ah! Green one, that's the strongest punch you've ever thrown!
Oh, shush. Sorry. Why are you so sorry, Gore? Why are you so loud? It startled me.
I had to do that. You're free now. Go ahead to scream at it. Haven't we learned that from the doors? Quick one, haven't we learned that from the doors?
Jesus.
Goa, please.
So loud. Yes. Wow. The cactus is there. Ah. Where are we? We were just at the tavern, and we had just we had just completed our task. Where's guys? Zora, where's Jade?
That seems to be the question of the day. Where'd Jade go?
We can't find the blessed one at all.
This is quite odd. Why water and this pond? Is this where are we? I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in the Forbidden Expanse.
Zaman, as inquisitive as you are, right now we have to figure out how to get Gora out of this here thing.
Mouth!
Is it made of ice?
Mouth!
Could Agni just melt it?
Work together, haven't you learned? On 3. 1, 2,
Come,
3.
please.
Mouth!
Azura, you weren't kidding. This one is quite loud.
Oh man.
I didn't think such a small body could have such strong lungs.
Ah, the body's only temporary. Gore's a strong Oni. Don't let the wings fool you. You know this, big one.
When Gore says that, Zaman would notice that he does actually appear to look like an Oni now, and say, "Wow, you you have horns now. How what?
What?
You didn't have those before."
What?
And I think Gore would look into something reflective.
Easy enough. So, Gore, as you look towards out of the water, trying to look for your reflection, you do see as you do have two sort of horns protruding out of the front of your head.
And I guess he would notice the sword on his back too.
Yeah, you would.
And he'd be like,
I told you Gore is blessed.
and Gore would reach for the sword.
This is the blessed one's sword. Did the gods see it fit for me to have it? The axe is no more. Gore doesn't hear the same voice. Oh, the gods are playing games again.
And
Gore's
as,
closer to killing that god.
and as you are sort of going off and saying this, Agni at this point, as you're kind of just looking at this sort of statue, kind of examining it, you do see as it begins to slowly but surely crack. And you watch as the mark upon your hand begins to sort of writhe in shadows once more. And surely, but slowly, you eventually see as the crystal prison begins to shatter. And as it does, you see dropping out another Warforged. That being said, Daryl, if you could introduce yourself and describe what your character looks like.
Hey, name is Daryl. Been D&Ding for like a year and a half. Actually, I think a year. My character is Cora. She used to be a Kalistar, but she got transformed into a Warforged. He doesn't remember much, but like the last few moments. So there's gonna be a lot of confusion. And yeah, that's it.
Good stuff, good stuff. All right. And for character art.
Cora, have you seen Jade?
No, I haven't. Where are we?
Damn.
What happened to Gore?
He's apparently he really is an Oni.
Ah, yes, the gods. The gods are blessing Gore. Gore told you he'd be strong enough to kill that god.
His horns are similar to mine. I don't know if that's a god's blessing per se.
We don't serve the same god, big one, but my god blesses me well.
That's fine and dandy, but now that we're all awake, how do we get out of here?
Well, we should be careful of this water. I'm not used to being surrounded by so much water. Last time I interacted with water, it was very dangerous.
Have you seen Undrunk? Undrunk! Undrunk!
Wait, before we do that, let's see if this cactus recorded any additional information and can give us some intel.
Big one, this is your pet.
That thing is my pet?
Yes, it's followed you around for quite some time.
I've never had a pet a day in my life. What is its name?
I think you just called it Cactus?
Cactus, come to me.
We'll see as it just sort of jumps on
Doesn't
top of your
seem to
shoulder.
follow directions well.
Nope.
Oh, there we go. I guess you guys are correct. This thing is my Hacked.
Shit, I was muted. I'm an idiot. But yeah, you will see
Well,
as it just jumps on top of your shoulder, Agni.
This is
But-
all. This is all fine and dandy, but we must find Jade and figure out where we are.
right, but this could probably give us the most information as it recorded our time last time.
This thing here.
Yes, it gave visual and audio, visually and auditorially recorded everything.
Quick
Cats
one.
can
Almost really wrecked. Quick one.
This one is actually a machine, kind of like a Warforged, but very different.
How does it work then?
Well, you have to you have to press a button that's on the inside of his head, if I remember correctly. But it should be easy to put back.
All right. Do you try to activate it?
Yeah, as long as Agni allows me.
Sure, you seem to know more than I do.
All right. So, two things. First thing, Zaman, as you begin to sort of try to reach underneath that of the cactus's sort of neck area, sort of prop its entire head off. You see as it begins to almost, not necessarily unscrew, but just immediately just sort of pop off. And as it does, you do see several bits of wires and other sort of almost mechatronics within it. However, as you begin to sort of play it, you hear just a bit of static. You press that of the buttons and you just see a word sort of displayed. It says just corrupted.
This was the big reveal. We're wasting time here, Zaman. We must go and find Jade.
That's highly strange. If it recorded every, never mind. He would screw the head back on and pass the cactus back to Agni and say, I'll investigate that later. It's corrupted.
And then you do begin to hear this.
Little one, if you want jewels, just say you want jewels.
The crystals seem to be reacting to what we say.
And then you see as immediately it just, you watch as the cactus almost begins to just start smoking for a brief moment in time before it just shuts off entirely.
Oh, that was Agni's voice. This thing might work as you say.
Strange. Maybe it's not charged. Agni, it looks like it's malfunctioned. I might be able to fix it. Do you mind if I keep it with me for a bit of time?
If it's my pet, I'd rather it stay with me until there's downtime where you can actually fix it.
I think
Fair
so.
enough.
Everybody, make a perception check for me. Natural 20, 10, 14, 7, and 4. From you guys, that of Zaman and Azora, you are the first one to see this, especially you, Azora. You look over and you see through that of the sort of waterfall north, you see just a shadow sort of behind it. And you see something getting closer and emerging out of it. However, oh boy. As you've been to travel for what feels like almost hours upon end, endlessly walking and walking and walking, you eventually see a change in scenery. What was a repeating visage of a waterfall, you go through expecting something each time, but then finding nothing, continuing the cycle over and over again until driven nearly to insanity. However, you step through this waterfall, and for the first time, you actually find a difference. You see as several individuals almost kind of awakening out of these crystal prisons like you did oh so long ago. and you watch as they're sort of conversing over something, sort of crowded around something. And as you emerge, V, can you please introduce yourself and then just simply describe what your character looks like? Also, thank you, Shifty Bluke, for the raid. Appreciate you. You're muted at the moment. On Discord.
What is going?
There you go.
There we go. All right. Now, yeah.
Thanks for the raid.
D&D retired back after a decade. Yeah, just because these mangy mutts got me out. I'll be playing my character Addy Dark, who is a barbarian werewolf vampire hunter. So yeah, let's see how that goes. Oh, with a bit of an elemental twist for sure.
Oh boy. Oh, there we go. And you see, stepping out, this individual. Temporary art for right now.
Azora would quickly yell out, "Be on your guard, we're not alone." And she'll like gesture north.
That being said, you may control your character and move as you wish. Just simply just move it around. You just hold left click and you can just drag them wherever you want them to be. Or you can also just click on them and then use like the arrow keys to move them over.
Gotcha.
So Azora, you immediately calling this out, Core, you begin to step forward, and as you do, you see as the figure begins to approach closer and closer. That said, what do you guys say? What do you guys do in this moment? You've never seen this individual before. In fact, you guys have never seen one another at all.
Azora will put her hand on her blade, like the hilt of her blade, and she'll take a moment to pause as this is what she's feeling in her palms isn't, something's different. Like she recognizes that this is not her usual weapon.
Gore would yell out, "Ha! Who are you?" Wait, how big is your character by technical standpoint?
I don't know, human size, like 6 foot.
All right. 6 foot. Right.
They definitely seem built though. Very, or you can tell just from like quick look, they are very strong. Yeah.
Always Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! This one's not so little. What do you know of this place?
Azura, what did you say first?
The first thing she said was, she didn't say nothing to you. She said to the team that they're not alone, heads up. And then she went to grab her sword and then she got distracted. But Gore started talking.
Oh, okay. I sense too many demons in this room to trust anyone. I must first know, do you pledge to the night or for the day?
Gore pledges to himself!
You say demons like it's a bad thing.
Zaman to say you are outnumbered. You shouldn't be the one asking questions.
You should see what the last guys did and saw how they were slain as well. I only
Ah!
ask.
This one has a slick tongue.
Zaman will whisper to we don't have time for this. We should just knock him out and move on with our business.
She'll look at Zaman and look back at the newcomer and she'll say, "Look, we don't know where we are, nor do we know who you are. So we're in a bit of a predicament here. You come out of the shadows walking and seemingly lurking around. And don't know about this demon talk or night or day or worship of anything like that. Have you seen another man, someone stuck in crystal as well? If not, if you have, let us know. If not, we'll be on our way."
I woke alone, as my people always are.
Then you are of no use to us. And she'll say, is this the way out?
No use, huh? Why don't you give it a try then?
Well,
It's probably better than standing around here.
We shouldn't turn our backs to this one.
And Gore would be like,
Gore walked alone once. But this has been a fine group of little ones.
That being said,
The mon is definitely approaching, but like going around. Make sure that this person doesn't make any moves. Should we just leave him here? What if he tries
Yes.
to attack one of us?
he has caused no harm to us. And she looks at you. We have no quarrel with you. We are looking for an ally and then looking for a way out of here. If you can assist, we'll be most happy for that assistance. If not, we'll be well out of your way.
And besides, if they choose to attack one of them, they will die here.
I guess this is fair. Still don't trust that one.
that being said,
Car, are you coming along?
Cora would look at him and just say, Cora.
Agni, you begin to hear just a bit of more and more static sort of coming from that of the sort of cactus. And you see as his form, you look over towards him to see what's going on. You see his head is just sort of twitching over and over again. And you see as more sparks are flying before you watch as his eyes begin to sort of light up. And you see as a voice begins to emerge from him. You look over towards it. Everyone make an intelligence check for me real quick. Or an insight check, your choice. One or the other.
Definitely not intelligence.
you said insight or
Insight
intelligence?
or intelligence, your choice.
Yeah, let's go with that insight, buddy.
Also, so here's how you do rolls in that Foundry. So, here's what you do. You double click on your token, and then that'll pull up all of your character sheet and all that stuff. Then you can look over to the left of your screen, and you'll see all the little ability checks and whatnot. All right. So I asked for you to make an insight check or an intelligence check. For right now, let's make an insight check. So if you look over to the left, all you got to do is look for insight, like that word, and then just click on it. And then let me know if you got that. There you go. 11. Alrighty.
Right.
So, 17 and 21 from Cora and Gore, and even Zaman with that of a 20. You look over towards that of the cat, and it seems as if something is sort of controlling them for a brief moment in time. This isn't something they did themselves. And you see as they begin to speak, whatever voice is controlling them. Now, I want to use the voice mod, but it doesn't come out right on Discord, so I will not use it for now. But you hear this voice. Well, hello there. If you're listening to this message, then finally your time to awaken has come. Well, at least the beginnings of it. We've been watching you for a while now, and it's been quite amusing to see your antics so far. Cowabunga, as you call it, and all that. Ridiculous. But regardless, however, you most likely don't have any idea who you are, why you're here, where you are, or possibly who these people are besides you. And I'm assuming the most pressing question, who am I? But regardless, that being said, we know a lot about you. And there will be plenty of time to figure out all these things, just not now. You do not know my name, but for now you can just refer to me as The Voice. Pleasure to meet you all. However, let me be frank. You have one task at the moment. You are not alone here. In fact, there are several other individuals like you. You are not special, you aren't shit, so don't act like it either. However, one thing for sure, the world as you know it isn't the same as it was only a handful of moments earlier. In fact, besides those few individuals, you may be the very last people alive. But that won't be for long. You saw those beautiful bastards terrorizing the lands before you awoken. In the tavern. What if I told you something? Gave you a little bit of insight. Another wave of those beautiful beings are coming in time. So, that being said, I advise you to prepare yourselves until then. Find the others, build defenses, or whatever you fleshwalkers like to do. I mean, or not. I mean, shit, you're powerful, right? You've got this. You don't need anything like that. But regardless on what you decide, you'll know in time when they arrive. But in the meantime, make yourselves real nice and comfy, 'cause it will be a long while before we speak again. Whether you're dead or not might change things, but hey, that's not really my thing to decide. Yet. Anywho, this is the voice signing off for now. And you see as a bit of more static begins to occur and flicker off that of the cat before you watch as a little bit of a nut or one final spark and a little bit of a flame begins to burst from its neck before it is completely just out of commission for this moment in time. That said, after hearing all of those, or what seemed to be a recording of some sorts, what do you guys say? What do you guys do?
Big one, your cat talks a lot. I don't like that voice.
Zaman would say, strange, very strange. This cat belonged to Usta. And she, I'm sure. But it wasn't the same voice. It's peculiar.
It's Azora puts her hand on her head for a moment, and she looks over at Zaman, and she says, "This does not bode well. The cat thing spoke about a coming war. It spoke of building a fortress to defend ourselves. What
Must
does
be
it
worried.
mean?
It must
What?
be worried about the corruption. That's the only thing I can think of.
What is this corruption? It was the word that was written upon the screen, is it not?
It is. There are beings that are made of astral light, astral essence.
Real quick, two
Don't you
things.
remember quick
Everybody
one?
make perception checks real quick. Oh boy, I counted.
Don't you remember, quick one? We killed many of them.
17
That's perception check.
and yeah, 17. Agni, you see as they begin to say that of the word, you watch as something begins to sort of flicker outside for a brief moment, and you look towards just even that of kind of Zaman's sort of hands or arms, and you watch as they slowly begin to almost begin to course with that of an astral light before it just stops itself probably towards that of the forearm. Oh, Sean, you're muted again.
God damn it. The more you say that word, Zaman, the more your arms seem to glow. Are you corrupted, Zaman?
Zaman would look at himself and say, "Oh what?" And then he thinks back. He said, "Maybe we all went to the astral plane during our fight with the Oni. Maybe we've all been touched by the corruption, at least a little bit."
It seems to mostly be on you. that would make you the enemy.
Thank you for the raid,
would it
Carney
not?
Sideshow. Appreciate you. Much love.
No,
much love.
no, big one. They said we were touched by the corrupted. But Gore thinks we can use it to be stronger if we need to. Perhaps the greedy one grabbed another jewel that was corrupted.
This all is a bit confusing, but we shall focus on the task at hand. We need to find Jade and get up out of here. We have no clue where we are. Hell, I have no clue how we even got here. Perhaps we go outside and that would jog one of our memories.
Before we go outside, are you guys willing combatants? I need to know before we get into some type of fight.
You joke, big one. We've already caught many a bodies. With the, how do you say, as the cat said, our cowabunga is strong.
We've
Good
been
to
in
know.
many battles, Cadet action. Nothing will change. I still have your back.
My shell has my back, but I appreciate any assistance.
Zoro said, the Bushido blade is my code. I am no stranger to combat. It is no new thing to me.
Korra, was it? Are you able to fight as well?
Or it's always ready to fight.
Then it seems we are in accord. We should probably move forward and find Jade.
And
She'll look back at Addy Dark and she'll say, well, are you coming or not? Will you be of assistance?
Seems I don't have much of a choice. I've already been wandering for years, it seems like.
Then join us, little furry one. Test your blade with the rest of us.
Can I do an insight check to see if he will if he's hostile at all?
Sure
Eddie
thing.
Dark?
So you're trying to see if like they
Yeah,
have ill
Zoro will do the
intentions
same.
towards you.
Yeah,
Is that what
Zoro
you
will
mean?
do the same.
All right. So here's what I need you to do. So you guys can both make insight checks, and all that. Addy Dark, here's what I need you to do. I need you to simply just make here. Just roll a d20 for me. Just roll a d20. So here's how you do it. So all you're gonna do is look to the bottom right of your screen, and you're gonna see a couple of dice icons. The second furthest to the right looks like a d20. All you gotta do is just click that button and then click roll. Let me know if you have a little bit of trouble with that.
You just stay off mute for now. Bottom right.
Yep, bottom right of your screen. So right, it's kind of like right above the little roll button. It's the one above it and kind of to the left of it. If you hover over it, it'll say D20. Just click that and then click roll.
Why am I blind?
Here, I got you.
In the player sheet, yeah.
No, it's not on your character sheet. That's why. It's just like literally in the bottom right of the whole screen. Yeah, yeah. There you go. There you go.
Oh, okay. That shit is not. I do not see this. I don't know why.
Buddy, I gotcha. 1d20. Boom. I can just request a roll for you. Boom.
Yeah.
Alright, it should pop up in front of your screen.
Yeah.
There you go.
We go.
Alright. D20, so an 8, 13 versus 17. Yeah, they'll be able to beat it. So, that being said, Addy Dark, as you see as they're looking at you, trying to sort of size you up and see exactly, like, look through that of your true intentions. This is what is known as an insight check. They're trying to discern right now, at this moment in time, whether you would whether you would harm them, or if you are hostile to them. That being said, they rolled a 17 and a 13, which is higher than that of your 8. So, at this moment in time, you would have to be truthful and tell kind of your true intentions of, hey, are you actually like looking to hurt them at this moment in time? Or are you kind of, and you're indifferent, or you're not really worried about that, you're focused on other things?
I would not hurt them at the moment because they don't seem to be creatures of the night. Though they do have some demon blood in them. That's not really the night. It's really the hell. So it doesn't bother me as much.
That being said, Zoran Zaman, you look him over. I mean, doesn't seem like he's necessarily interested in harming you. Seem to be all right.
Azura, looking him over, she says, "You seem quite capable. Your assistance will be much appreciated. Perhaps if it is as you say, you felt like you've been wandering around for a long time. Perhaps we work together to get out of here. You might remember something as well, and then we could go our separate ways. Any assistance we appreciate." And she'll start to move like
One,
I think out.
yeah. One thing that I forgot to mention, those who rolled higher than a 15 on their perception check from earlier, you guys would have saw a couple of things. On these sort of pillars, you would have seen there were several sort of markings on each of them. Well, actually, not on each of them, but it would have been on this one, this one, this one, this one, and this thing at the end right here. Only those pillars. That being said, if you would want to read or look at them and see what they would do, you can. If not, you guys can continue on.
Zaman would look at them and at least mark down the markings and see if he understands them.
So you look towards it. Zaman, what languages do you know?
Whew, that's a great question. I know Celestial, Primordial, Infernal, I believe one more. Give me a second. And Sylvan.
Sylvan?
And Druidic.
And Druidic.
Yeah.
So you look over towards these symbols, and though you know a lot of languages, knowing at least the general idea of kind of what they look like. So even even though you don't necessarily understand Dwarvish, you kind of know what Dwarvish looks like. You look at this sort of script, and it doesn't seem to be anything that you've ever recalled before. You're not sure like what language that is at all, whether it even is a language maybe. But as this happens, if you guys look in in-game content chat, you will see the writing on that of the several sort of pillars. Doesn't seem to make much sense to you. Chat, here you go.
Copy.
This is
Zaman would just take note and proceed and say, these pillars have unfamiliar markings on them. They are not of a common language or even an ancient language that I know of. Very peculiar.
Zaman, I know you're always intrigued by things especially puzzles. However, let's solve the puzzle of where is Jade and where we are.
You never know what could help to solve that puzzle.
She nods to you respectfully.
Well, new person, do you have a name we could call you? Or a title?
Oh, sorry, I thought I was on mute. My bad. Werfolk. Addy Dark of the Werfolk clan.
Howdy, Dark. Well, it looks like for us here, Gore's the loud one. Next to me is Cora and Zaman, both Warforges, if I'm saying that correctly. Azura is behind me, and my name is Agni.
Appreciate. None of you seem undead. You can call me Addy.
Ah, Gore's full of life.
Well, those tin cans are somewhere in between, but we'll talk about that another day.
Oh, you
Nah.
on that tin can.
Trust Gore. They once had the living, breathing flesh in them. This is temporary, is it not?
And he goes kind of smacks Gore on the back.
Agnew would start walking forward if there's like a hallway or something.
Yep. So, as you try to walk through that of the waterfalls, you eventually begin to emerge out into this. One moment. Where is that? Here we go. Yeah, I got it. So, as you begin to merge out of the waterfalls, you look around and you see that of a land sort of teeming with that of life. Greenery ever abundant, especially a difference in from where you guys were or originally were from. Sand not really apparent in the least bit. You see several dozen trees and even that of flowers every now and again, as well as that of where you're standing on at the moment, this sort of small little river path leading outwards to who knows what. Looking behind you, you guys see as you're emerging out of that of this massive waterfall on top of, or coming streaming down from that of a cliffside. That being said, you guys all see this. And that'll load up in just a moment. Oh boy, let me get you guys your ambience.
How familiar would this be to like old metal ways when he first got sprited up?
So, looking out, it seems I don't think has Gore ever been to Jaded Dragon Valley before? I don't think he has.
I thought he
So.
had. I thought was maybe.
I know he was from the Azure
Yeah.
Taiga and then went to
Yeah.
Forbidden Expanse, but I don't think he has actually been here.
Yeah, you're from the
Okay.
Azure Tiger.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be any familiar to him in his ways, right? Got you. Bet.
Nah. So you look.
Alright.
Can
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
can I see if the terrain's familiar to me? I know Zaman hasn't been here, but I'm sure he's probably heard stories of it.
Yeah. Make a trying to see if it's familiar. Make a survival check.
And I do a check to see what the temperature is.
Sure thing.
Or
Make a
if I feel
survival
like
check.
it.
Yeah.
19.
19. All right. With your 19 looking around this area, just looking at from where it is, you look about and you see as there are floating islands not too far from here. They seem to actually be or in the nearer one seem to be past that of or above that of this waterfall.
It's that about.
Looking past it, looking just further down the area, you see as there is between that of the trees. Again, this is far out. It would take a little bit of time, but you're able to see it with how massive in size it is. But a massive sort of bridge leading to who knows where. Other than that, looking over to the other side, you do see as there is almost a bit or a river leading off to that of more and more of the forest, but leading off to that of a jungle not too far from here. That said, looking at all of these sort of key components, none of it seems to really ring a bell.
Copy.
Azora will say, well, does this perhaps jog anyone's memory? Does anyone have any inkling to where we are?
Gore doesn't have a clue, but the gods are playing games.
I'm unfamiliar, but to the left there's a bridge, and I believe to the right there might be some type of jungle. I'm curious where the bridge leads, since it's a bit of infrastructure. It may lead to more infrastructure.
Was I able to tell what the weather was?
Oh, there we go. From your weather check for 17. Hold on 1 second. So from your weather check of 17, you feel as if the area is definitely sort of cold, but I mean warm enough, you know? Definitely a huge difference in that compared to where you were in the Forbidden Expanse. From what you can tell, it kind of feels as if it's almost that sort of breeze before it's getting ready to storm or rain. But one thing to also note, as you guys are just sort of walking about and sort of just traversing and whatnot, you kind of feel lighter at this moment. Kind of feel a little bit faster. Your movements you have to like sort of stop yourself to kind of control where you kind of go. That being said, Gore, you're definitely the first or the one to feel this the most. But you feel as if like when you're sort of flying around, you almost go a little bit faster than you intended. And you have to sort of like try to use all of your sort of strength for a brief moment to stop yourself. But sort of strange.
No, wait, continue. Phoenix is made go stronger. Faster, he feels it already. I guess he would sort of be like feeling himself right now. That's what Gore would be doing. Flying around, zipping.
Now, the voice that we just heard mentioned, we might be the only people left around. Is there some form of desire or need for food? What do you guys actually have on you?
Azora would check her pockets and realize she has nothing.
You just see his Gore just screaming about, running, like sort of flying around.
Cora, Addy Dark, are you guys well equipped? If we're the only people around according to the voice, if that's true, food and water might not be something we come by.
Big one! Go has his strength, and maybe more of it.
Yes,
That's for sure.
I understand, Gore.
And Gore's learned his lesson after the undrunken. He carries his own water now.
Do you have something to carry water, Gore?
Big one! Gore doesn't just walk around with water in his hand. Don't be a fool! Then he kind of show him his water skin. Get back to Zoom.
You have a water skin. That would probably be useful.
Didn't one of you all say that the water was unsafe?
The water tried to drink Gore!
Keep in mind, the water that you guys are in at the moment, it's not like, it's only about to your ankles at the moment. It's not really like, you're not submerged in it or anything.
She wants to do like an investigation check to see, like out of the left and right, which path seems the more, I guess, more heavily traveled.
More heavily traveled. So, to preface, you guys have, definitely not climbing that of the, well, there's sort of three paths, really. The one that seems the most heavily traveled, granted, they all sort of have roads or dirt paths leading each way. Probably the most being the one towards that of the bridge. Probably being actually, no, it'd be the one towards that of the jungle. Actually, yeah. Being the one towards the jungle. Granted, you don't see any, like, footprints or anything like that, though.
Gore would try to fly higher, as high as he can vertically, and try to get a look at the spot. Just sort of trying to flex his speed or whatever.
All right.
The mom would look for any tracks animal tracks or any tracks at all.
All right. Make a perception or survival. Or this is actually this is a survival check. Gore, make a perception check.
Azor is gonna help you, Zaman.
Go
He
for it.
helped, but
You got advantage. Hey, always counts. Always counts.
Hey,
Oh god damn it! No,
Go.
why? Why do you have the Thomas the Train?
Yeah, I'm
Oh
so
my
outraged
God.
at that.
Yeah,
So outraged
Sean's,
at that.
yeah, Sean's face.
Was that?
I am so
Why did
outraged at
Thomas
that.
the Train just assault me?
Why?
That's you? That's how you feeling? That's you when you crit, Thomas the Train?
Gotta run through everybody, you know.
Let's still call him Tommy.
Oh my god. Alright. We'll handle Zaman's first and then we'll go to Gore's. So Zaman, as you're looking for tracks, from what you can tell, you do not find any with a 25. In fact, you look around and you actually don't see any sort of animals around at all. Not even like just a bird or anything at like just a round or abundant. None.
That is it's very strange. It doesn't. There are no birds, no insects, no animals or any wildlife of any kind out here. Maybe if we
Yes.
go towards the jungle, we could potentially find something more. But currently, nothing.
perhaps it's be for the best. She starts to think. She says, "Well, so one side, just to make sure, is one side is like going towards the jungle. One side is like going towards the bridge, right?"
I was about to explain it. So with the
Oh,
Gore's
go ahead.
perception. Yeah, you could. Hold on.
All right,
one
go ahead.
second. One moment. I'm trying to mess with this sort of thing in the background. All right. So over from Gore, from what you can see. So if there is a path leading kind of upwards towards the up the mountain, getting closer towards the floating islands from afar and going up the waterfall. That pathway is over here if you want to go that way. The other pathway leading towards that of the bridge, it would be closer towards here. Granted, you would probably, if you want to go to that landmark, you'd have to follow that of a river, or essentially travel closer through or a little bit through the forest and then get to a river to do so. Over here, you see there's a second river, and it also, again, going through that of the forest, it seems to lead closer towards that or to the jungle.
Okay, so up here, to the top left, that was like a foresty area.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that is
All
too.
right.
So the upper area over here, this is towards
left leans
the
towards the
mountainous
floating islands,
cliffs
right?
and floating islands. Yep.
Okay.
The waterfall and all that.
Okay. So Zora would
Um,
suggest. Go ahead, Gore.
Gore will come back and tell y'all what he saw to each side. And Gore will be like, perhaps the high ground is what we need. We can see better from those islands.
That is perhaps one of the smartest things you'll say all day. I am in agreement with that one. And if that does not pan out, perhaps it's best we find some type of game so we may have at least some type of food and then shelter.
How do we get up the floating islands?
Well, we could start above
Gore will carry you.
We could at least get up to the waterfall and perhaps be able to see enough from there.
I don't trust that one carrying me.
Big one. We've done it before. You and your memory.
I can Zaman would look and he would say maybe there's an easier way to get up to the top. Maybe we got to try to investigate the area and see if there's like footings or easy way to climb.
Are you talking about for the waterfall and all that stuff?
Yeah, like if there are rocks or anything for them to climb up the waterfall.
So, from
Or
what you
path.
know and what you and as explained, there is a pathway leading up toward, like, up and around kind of the waterfall. Probably what you could assume up the cliff past it. So you don't just have to, or at least from what you can tell, you don't have to climb anything at the moment. But if you were to want to get past the entire waterfall, eventually you would have to start climbing, just not this moment.
Copy. I say we go as far as we can without climbing, and then once we get to that area, we'll see what needs to be done.
Understood.
Definitely gonna view for you. Let's go.
I don't think God should be trying to float the people up though.
Understood. Regardless, it's probably best that we get some type of lay of the land. The higher, the better.
Agreed.
That being said, Addy Dark. All right, you are joining along with them. All right, so everybody's heading this way then.
Yep.
Alrighty, so as you guys begin to travel through this part of the force, continue through, and you eventually find a path that leads kind of in between it. You look as through, or as the forest actually begins to change colors, like the trees and whatnot, changing to colors being or ranging from yellows to greens and oranges and even occasional reds. Past that, you see as there seems to be a small path ahead, even that of a couple of statues. That said, while you all are walking there, are you conversing? And while you're doing that, here is the new map.
Furry one, which way did you come from? Is any of this familiar to you? Is he living on mute? He on mute.
Yeah, on mute.
All the way on mute. All the way on mute.
If only you don't know the struggle I'm going through right now. I'm struggling hard.
You lagging a little bit.
What did you call me, by the way?
Gora's like, Furry one, which way did you come from? Does any of this look familiar to you?
I was trapped beneath for hours, days, weeks. I walked through the waterfall. I thought you were just going to be.
What did you eat if you were trapped for weeks?
Didn't feel hunger.
Yeah, let's get
You must have a strong stomach, Furry one. That long without even a drink? Must have been a sad time.
I assume only Warforges didn't eat and drink.
Yeah, he didn't. I'm sure his time must be inaccurate. Must have felt like that long, but there's no way he would be alive.
May have been some trick of mirage of some sort.
That is a horrendous form of torture to make somebody think they were starving for up to a month.
Or stop right there.
Is there anything? Azora was want to check these boxes.
Sure thing. Make a investigation check for me, Azora. Cora, over here, when you're passing these sort of statues, actually you choose a moment to probably be able to see this as well. You see as there are two sort of statues about, and they definitely seem to be warriors of the sorts. That said, you two make history checks for me if you can.
Yep.
While you're doing that, Azora, as you're sort of looking into the crates and boxes, scouring about and seeing what you can find, you see as inside you find a bits of just sort of broken down materials. Most of the stuff in that or in this crate seems to be completely useless, but you do find a handful of just sort of general woods and even bits of stones and even metals and whatnot. Stuff that alone itself probably useless, but probably enough to be put together, or with a little bit of time, if you put them together, maybe you can make something out of it. you see that, or those things, but you also see a strange sort of coin inside. It seems to be nothing like you've ever seen before. It's grayish, kind of dull in color, and it has a even stranger symbol on it. And you see, oh boy, I gotta go find it again. But it seems to kind of have a sort of circle with another circle inside of it and like two strange fins. If you guys look in in-game content chat, you will see what it looks like. Chat.
Okay. She seeing something so strange, she'll definitely pick that up for
Chat,
sure.
this is what it looks like.
And she'll make a note of like these supplies, the wood, the stones, the metals.
All right. That said, with your, as you're able to sort of grab all that and place it into your inventories and all that, you gain the first resource for Valley of Dreams. Now let me explain a little bit thing for you. So, though I'll also turn this down a little bit while I'm explaining. Though this campaign is mainly focused on obviously civilization building and rebuilding it and all that. It is, at least in the low or earlier level, somewhat of a pseudo survival campaign, but very, very light, L-I-T-E, in those regards, and even those some of the mechanics. So to basically help or simplify and keep everything very, very streamlined and easy to understand, we have the stock mechanic or the resource mechanic, whichever one you want to call it. Now, all the things that you guys can find in the world will most likely be in one of the 5 or 6 stock categories. Which you just found, Azora, was a stock of materials. Materials can be used to craft multiple things such as weapons, armors, and help with buildings and all that other stuff in the future. All right, let me add that to your thing, and you guys will also see it in the roles and whatnot. The other thing that you guys can also have stocks for is that of food, water, mana, medicine, and soul coins. Food is what you think, water is what you think. Mana, you guys may know from the Sands of Sin campaign what mana is used for, spells and all that stuff, but you can also use it for other things that you guys may discover eventually, like enchanting and whatnot. Medicine is kind of what you think, or you think it is. Healing and being able to repair wounds and all that stuff, and also cure diseases, if you ever contract one. And the last resource being that of soul coins. Soul coins you guys will understand a little bit later down the line, but those are essential for being able to build structures. Without soul coins, you can't build anything.
Just to make sure, you said medicine, mana, soul coins, materials, and food and water?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, and boom, we got 1 soul coin. There you go. The last thing that I need to explain for you is at the moment, you guys are level 1, you guys don't necessarily have a base or anything. This is again just further down the future so you can understand it now. But eventually, as you guys are able to craft rucksacks or just general backpacks or things to sort of carry stuff in, or eventually establishing a base and having like storage and all that stuff, you guys are capped at only having 5 of each resource. Obviously that'll increase over time, but you got to build stuff to, you know, increase that or increase the amount you can carry. Last but not least, this is the last thing. Food and water. You guys obviously know you got to eat and drink food and water and all that stuff each day, and that resource goes down daily and all of that. However, you guys have 2 Warforged on your side, so that means you do not have to worry about them eating or drinking. So boom, you got a little bit left over. All right. That said, alrighty. So you can go about that. So Zaman and Korra, for your history checks, you look over and Zaman, you're able to tell that this is, or Korra, you're able to understand that this is a statue of a warrior. Both of you are able to do that. Zaman, you at least know with a 5 that this is definitely a warrior of another Oculi clan. However, not too familiar with it, whatever it may be. That being said, Korra, do you know anything more? you've heard maybe stories, but in tales of other sort of oculi clans due to or that of your background where you grew up. But again, you're having a little bit of trouble figuring out who the heck these guys would be or what clan they would be at the least.
Zaman would call Azora over and say, Azora, do you recognize these statues? They seem to be of a warrior clan of oculi. You might be familiar with them.
She'll look and she'll say, "No, I've never been here."
Interesting. Have you at least heard of them, considering your clan is similar?
When she says she's never been here, she's meaning she's never been to the Jaded Valley, the Jaded Dragon Valley.
I don't think we know that yet. But
Oh yeah, you're right. We don't.
Oh,
but either way, she'll say she's
Whoa,
never
whoa,
been
whoa,
here,
whoa.
meaning she's never even seen these. She's never like seen these statues.
Yeah.
but could you have heard of a story, considering your clan's history?
And she'll start to think like my clan.
Yes, your clan are known to be astute warriors, such as yourself. You know your oculi.
She'll look at you kind of confused.
You don't remember yet. We were, well, I was an oculi. You're currently an oculi. We've both been, I guess, cursed or blessed, depending on your perspective, with powers from a demon or a devil.
She'll say either way, me never seen these statues. That I can promise you. And she'll continue on.
Zaman will follow her and say, "Wait, Azora, do you not have your journal on you?"
And she'll like look at you puzzled. Jano.
Yeah, you've always had memory problems, but you used to write everything down in a journal.
And she'll shake her head at you. She says, "Well, if I had one, I don't remember it."
Zaman will look puzzled and say, but she would never go anywhere without her journal. Why? Okay, I will stop pestering you, and he'll move on.
All right, easy enough. Gore, make a perception check from all the way up there.
Yep. That's what I was hoping we would be going. Right.
15. Alrighty. So, alright, stop right there, buddy. So, Gore, you see all the way off in the distance, far, far away. You see off to the side, seems to be that there are sort of two wolf-like creatures that seem to be chasing and cornering something. A little bit too far to see from that at your distance. But you look over at one of them, and one of them doesn't seem to be normal, per se. They seem to be, or they don't seem to be made out of that of fur or even like general flesh. They seem to be made out of almost mechatronics and cyberware like you saw before with that of the spiders. Almost robotic in nature. That said, the one wolf looking mechatronic and another looking normal that you see as they're both sort of surrounding or circling something, but again, you're a little too far to be able to see exactly what. You doing anything, or are you letting
But it looks very, it's very close to the spider though.
Like in design.
Looks okay. To get his swoop down. I think it's one of those creatures, like the one that took looks sort of like that spider. It seems this one is taking the form of another beast. We may have a fight ahead of us. And Gore unsheaths his sword and sort of creeps up on there. I guess he would try to stealth his way up there.
All right.
terribly does this time.
That being said, make a stealth check. Is anybody else doing anything as you hear Gore talking about this?
Cora seems very excited, but you can't tell because she doesn't really show emotions. But he's very excited.
I think Zaman is too far away. I don't know. Well, Gore's probably yelling, so he might have approached.
All right.
Seeing them move forward, of course, Zora will move forward with them.
Easy enough. Howdy Dark, you see as you're out, or your companions for the time being seem to be, or almost circling up over here and talking about something. Or Core, you watch as Gore begins to hover low and begins to stealth for a brief moment. That said, are you guys, you all see off in the distance these three individuals. You look over, and again, sort of one seemed to be, or one wolf made out of flesh, and another one completely mechanized. And you see as they're sort of circling around that of a small sort of rabbit. You watch as they're getting ready to pounce towards the individual as it's cornered. You guys doing anything, or letting it play out?
Gore would kind of zip over there. Yeah, he would zip over there. What would Gore do? Hold on.
Zaman would look and see if there's any tracks, because he's been looking for tracks this whole time, and he's curious if there are any tracks leading up to where they're currently at.
Make an investigation check or survival check. That being said, Azor, you received an inspiration point from chat from earlier. Cora, as you're sort of getting closer and closer, you will see are you stealthing or are you just walking up, by the way?
Gore is stealthing up.
I know Gore is stealthing up, but what about Cora?
Cora's just regularly walking.
Regularly walking? Easy enough. So as you are doing so, you're walking and approaching, and Gore, you do see something off to the side over here. Seems to be something a little bit kind of hidden away. You see as sort of a glint of something shiny off to the side. Meanwhile, Core, you're sort of approaching. You see as these wolves are getting ready to jump out and attack, and you see as this individual off to the side, the bigger one, made completely out of metal, begins to immediately bite down onto that of the rabbit and just completely rip its entire head off, throwing it off to the side and just biting down, chomping forth, tearing it limb from limb. At this point, Zaman is just sort of investigating for tracks. You begin to sort of uncover something. And it seems to be, you see wolf tracks, but they seem to be covered over by some sort of force. As if they were like almost intentionally hidden. But you're not entirely sure who would cover wolf tracks, though.
Strange. Very strange. These I see wolf tracks, but they seem to be like somebody hid them. I don't think these wolves are alone. They might belong to somebody.
Therefore, it is probably best we be upon our guard. And Zora would put her hand on her sword and kind of just, I guess, technically she's kind of like waiting for Gore's like recon.
Well, that being said, Gore, you're just sort of floating about. Core, you can continue moving your character if you ever want to. And I will tell you what happens, my friend.
Can they see me,
Right.
or can I just see them?
You see as this one is just, oh yeah, this guy's dead. You'll see as they are just sort of focused on that of the rabbit at the moment. You see as the sort of actual like live one made out of that of flesh and fur. You look over towards them and you see as it begins to turn its head slowly, and then it begins to just sort of eye you down. You watch as it begins to just sort of growl for a brief moment and it begins to slowly approach towards you. That said, are you marching forward towards it anyways?
Yeah, he would, or she would say to Agni, You were talking about food. Here's the food.
All right, be careful. I don't think they're alone. There might be other more humanoid, brighter beings with it. Somebody hid their tracks.
The strange thing to me is, why is a robotic wolf and a regular wolf seem to be united?
That being said, at this point, you look as immediately at this point as you guys are this close, you watch as the sort of almost flesh-made wolf begins to howl into that of the sky, or towards that of the sky. You see as the robotic wolf begins to almost mimic its entire form, and as that happens, you see as they immediately both bolt directly towards you, Cora. And with that, your souls are shackled, and the time for battle is now. I need each and every single one of you all to roll for initiative. Oh boy.
Is Gore hidden enough to affect it?
If you were trying to get a surprise round off, I could allow that. That being said, let me explain how do you roll initiative. So, V, here's what you got to do. All you got to do is look into the top right of your screen. You'll see like a little chatting icon, but you'll also see like a punching icon. Click the little punching icon in the top right, and look for your character when the little menu pops up. When you see that, you'll see like a little D20 icon off to the side. All you got to do is just click that, and then it will roll initiative for you. There you go. Alrighty. So that said, let's do this. Oh boy, they both rolled really, really well. All right. That being said, Zaman, we're not gonna do the we're not gonna actually like begin the combat or whatever on with the like actual macros and all that. You don't gotta worry about it. That being said, first up or in initiative is Zaman. Second up is Addy Dark, and third is the Wolves. First, let me change that of the music. All right.
Do I get the surprise round?
Hold on. I'm getting to it. Don't worry, Tito.
No. I was like, gotta ask questions. I did.
Got you.
Already.
Don't worry, I got you. Also, Tito, you are in the dark at the moment, or something with your camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you really blended in with the fucking shadows with Gore. Oh my god.
Hey man, I was trying to get into the role.
I
Y'all
guess
see me
so.
now?
Nah. Sean, you're still muted, by the way.
I was just saying, why is Tito in the dark like that?
He's in the shadow realm, man.
That man was born in the darkness. Molded by it.
That was weird. I don't know why my camera wasn't working.
Just turn on your light, man.
Just turn on the bright light. Terrible.
Yeah, just turn on your light. It really looks like you're just hanging out in the dark.
What?
Don't be all doom and gloom, bro. No doom and gloom.
Born in the dark.
He literally going stealth. He
Darkness
literally
calls.
went stealth.
Hey,
It's all in character.
gotta
It's all in
apply,
character.
man. Gotta lean into it, man. Gotta be in character.
This guy. All right.
One with the shadows.
One with the shadows. That being said,
As long as you don't swear to the night, bro. As long as you don't swear to the night.
that being said, Gore, as you are sort of seeing this sort of encounter begin to play out before you, you watch as the wolves begin to almost charge directly towards Cora. You have a brief moment in time to quickly react before they strike. What would you like to do?
If he saw one going for the little one, he'd immediately go and try to just strike it in its path, like run up on it and strike it.
Alrighty. That said, you fly out of that of your cover and charge towards it with one single strike. Let's see what you got. Make an attack roll for me.
Alright. And let's see what new Gore does. Oh, got a target. Sorry.
All good. It's all good. It's been a while.
There we go. Oh, yes. Your man's
that's a
coming
miss?
out the gate.
Oh boy.
Hey, hold on. That's not right.
Whoa, buddy.
That's
Whoa,
not
buddy.
right.
Whoa, buddy.
Wait,
That's a
yo, what?
Tim's out to get me.
Look at
wild.
Yo, I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. Yo, I've never seen this glitch before. Hey, look at in-game content chat. Look at this thing's armored class right now. What the hell?
Oh, hell no.
Woo!
It
DM
has
out to get us.
Yo,
It
DM
has
out to get us.
13,000 AC.
F dying.
How?
What the
Well,
hell?
DM out to
Section
get us.
1.
Boy.
Survival 1.
13,000 AC. How?
13,000.
Why does it have 13,000?
We found an emerald weapon. What's going on right now?
It is over 9,000.
Oh,
Nah,
man.
good. Tito, at 21 hits, it shouldn't be anywhere near that high. That being said, I fixed
that
it.
don't hurt. We're gonna die. We're gonna
Yeah,
die.
21 hits.
We're gonna die.
That's crazy.
13,000 AC. But nah, roll damage for me. So with the katana +1, it is a, oh boy, so that is a strength based weapon. You have 10 strength. It is so roll a d20 plus, or excuse me, roll a d10 plus 3. There we go. I had to do math in my head.
Okay.
4 points of damage. It all adds up. That being said, Gore, with breakneck speed, you immediately draw that of the blade out of your sheath, and you slice directly towards the wolf. You see as bits of blood begins to spill out onto that of the ground, and you watch as it stops dead in its tracks and begins to look towards you and then towards Azora. You're made of flesh. It has its target in mind. That being said, Gore, that is the end of your surprise round. Now, Zaman, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Can I finish a move because of mobile or not?
Oh yeah, you technically could just move out if you wanted to. So if you want to move, you can. Real quick.
Yeah, I guess he back away right quick. Yeah.
All right. That said, all right, Zaman, what would you like to do?
Zaman would move forward, and he would attempt to cast Guiding Bolt, but not realizing he's no longer a cleric, he ends up casting Fairy Fire.
Alrighty, Fairy Fire. So as you begin to, or how exactly do you begin to conjure the spell?
You see, Zaman goes out to use his hand to cast Guiding Bolt, and his eyes suddenly start to glow, and beams come out of his eyes to cast Fairy Fire.
You got it. As it does so, or cast a spell, let's see what you got. I think this is some saving throws from. I think you just cast the spell and it gives you a little template. You gotta look in chat. You'll see place measured template.
Right.
There you go. Once you place that, there you go. There you go. All right, saving or dexterity saving throw. So as you unleash the spell, you watch as it begins to form over both of the wolves. First roll for the normal wolf. Ooh, that is a natural 1 for a total of 3. He will fail. Second one for the wolf in the back. That is a 1 with a 19. So, oh wait, hold on. It was actually flip-flopped. The real wolf actually succeeds, and the sort of mechatronic wolf fails. At this point, you watch as the other the wolf that Gore just immediately striked, it dodges out of the way or is too fast forward. However, the mechatronic wolf, you're able to aim it to the point where they'll walk into that of the blast radius. And as that happens, they begin to freeze up for a brief moment in time, as you see as their form almost becomes covered with this strange light or highlighting over them. That said, Zaman, that is your action. You got anything else for us?
That will be it. He's taken aback at what just happened. He says, that's not my guiding bolt. What is his power?" And he will end his turn.
Alrighty, that said, or next up is Addy Dark. So, is your turn in initiative. So let's go over this. So, V, do you remember how D&D combat works?
Somewhat. I'm so confused with this foundry, though. Let me tell you.
Don't worry, I got you. We'll run you through it. So, in combat for D&D, there is essentially 3 main actions that you kind of got to worry about. You have your movement action, you got your normal action, like your base action, all that stuff, and then you have your bonus action. That is the third one. So, your movement action is pretty much what you think. It's for moving around the grid and the battlefield and all that sort of stuff. Your main action is used for, hitting stuff, like with that of your great axe or your great club or anything like that, or punching people or helping them, yada, yada, yada. Your bonus action is used for a certain couple of things, typically like your barbarian's rage, or even that of your shifting ability if you want to assume that sort of form. That being said, so for right now you are pretty good distance away from that of the enemies. So if you want to, you can try to move up and try to get in range. Now for your character, if you double click on your token, you will see if you look in the kind of the top right portion of your character sheet, kind of underneath your hit points, you'll see walk feet 30, right?
Yeah.
All right. That means that you have 30 feet of movement that you can use in a movement action. So you can't go past 30 unless you want to like try to dash and go forward, but we don't have to get into all that stuff. So that being said, Addy Dark, as this is sort of all breaking out, all the chaos is going on, you just let me know what you want to do and I'll run you through exactly how to get there. So what are you trying to do in this moment in time?
One more thing, the actions, where do I get descriptions of what those things do? Like the ones in my character sheet?
So if you double click again, so if you have like your little character sheet up, you'll see in the kind of bottom right, not really like full bottom right, but it's like a main portion of the screen towards the right, you'll see like actions, spellbook, inventory. If you look towards actions, you'll see all the things that you can do. So as your main action, you only have 2 options between your unarmed strike, which is just like punching somebody, and then your great club, which is using your weapon to obviously hit somebody with a weapon.
Oh man, I'll have to read this when it's not my turn.
It's all good.
Okay. Sorry. And the wolves, have we damaged them, or did that thing just create like a grid?
So Gore was able to dash over and damage the creature. Other than that, they are not too injured.
Okay. And that grid, is that
that grid was just for Zaman's spell that he cast. For some reason I can't move it or get rid of it, so I think I can do this right here.
Okay. Did that do anything to him or no?
Yes. So you'll see over on this wolf, this one seems to be completely fine. But this one wolf over here, you see as they seem to be almost highlighted and sort of glowing for a brief moment. Meaning that this wolf over here off to the side, though he's farther, he is easier to hit at this moment in time.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. I think at this moment, I'm just going to dash a little bit closer. I guess like right to the side of Zaman, I guess on the right-hand side.
And remember, whenever you're moving, you'll see as it says like 25 to 30 feet. Remember, you can only move to a maximum of 30 feet.
I think that was 30. Did I?
Yep, I believe you did.
My phone
you did right.
Okay. Cool.
So,
and then, yeah, go ahead.
So at this point, you are far, or you have a decision. You can either do you have a couple things that you could probably do right now. You can either charge forth further into that of the battlefield and try to assume the front lines, and you can use the dash action to be able to move again. Granted, if you use the dash action, that means you can't really like try to punch anything or anything at this moment. You gotta wait till your next turn. Or if you don't want to do that, if you want to do more of a defensive sort of thing and let them come to you, you can take that of the dodge action and whatnot. So you can dodge or try to dodge and make your defenses a little bit higher for any strikes that would be coming your way. You with me so far?
I think I will take the dodge.
Alrighty.
Dodge, duck.
That being said, alrighty. So, as you're sort of, or see as these individuals are beginning to just bolt directly towards you, they begin to assume that of a defensive stance and let your prey come to you. That said, Addy Dark, that is your action. That is your movement action. Now the last thing you have is a bonus action. Now, now your character is a barbarian, and their main thing is, or their main ability is their rage. Now, rage basically means that whenever you activate this, you kind of just, you go into this sort of enraged state where you not only do more damage, but you also become tankier, as you're able to shrug off that of different sort of enemies sort of trying to attack you. That being said, you do only have a limited amount of uses you can do that per day, I believe, for you. You can only do that twice a day, but battle is now. You have a choice. Do you want to enter your rage or you want to save it for later?
Let's just do it. Rage
All right.
on.
Heck yeah. All right, so if you click the rage button onto your character sheet, you should see something that should pop up and happen. I want to make sure.
I click it and I got a description.
Oh, so don't click the name, click the actual icon.
Gotcha. And then just use. Yeah? Let's do this.
Heck yeah. All right. There you go. You'll see a little bit of an animation. So here's what happens. As you begin to yell out in that of this sort of fury and anger, you watch as almost all around you, you almost see as little bits of sigils begin to form, as they almost form that of differing elements for a brief moment in time. As you begin to rage, your eyes go wide, and you look towards that of your enemy, ready to destroy them if they come closer. That said, all right, so that was your action. You decide to take the dodge action, waiting for them to come to you. Your movement action was dashing over to aid Zaman, and your bonus action was to rage. So that is all you got. That is your turn. All righty. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, now, that being said, it is now the wolf's turn, and then Gore, it is your turn up next. Wolf's turn over here, you'll see as they begin to charge forth, trying to strike towards any individual they possibly can. Gore, you sort of flew up over here, so you kind of can't really reach you at this moment. So he will just change focus back to his original target and charge towards that of Korra. However, this individual off to the side, we'll get to this individual's turn in a moment. But right now, Korra, you see as this wolf, hold on, just move your character by accident. You'll see as this wolf charges down on all fours and begins to jump and leap towards you, trying to bite towards that of your neck, ripping that of the metal off. That said, let's see if you are able to resist. All right, bite attack coming towards you. Oof, as an 8. You see as he tries to jump out and bite towards you, however, he goes skidding off across that to the side, as you're able to immediately put up your defenses and send him flying over to the left. That said, other creature's turn. He will dash as well, and he is going to, bolting forward, chase down towards Addy Dark and towards the Mon. With one giant sort of bite, you will see as he tries with all his might to tear a chunk of your flesh away. However, because Addy Dark, you are dodging at this moment, he will do so with disadvantage, which means that he essentially has a lower chance to hit you, but he can still certainly try as you're dodging. All right, disadvantage. Both or 12. That being said, he rolls, but he does not roll high enough to beat your armor class, which means your defenses are too strong. You see as he jumps out and tries to bite towards you and try to rip your entire arm off. However, he has no effect. That said, that is, yeah, that's all he's got. All right, that being said, next up in initiative, Gore, what would you like to do as you see these wolves charging towards your allies?
Gore's gonna go in there and try to get his hands dirty a little bit. And he's gonna yell out for the one wolf to leave the little one alone. I don't know how this is gonna work, so I just want to make sure I get this right. So for the blood maledict, I have to use that first before I use any curse, right?
Nah, you just basically it's a confusing on the way or the names and all that stuff. Just let me know whenever you want to use a blood curse, and that's basically using a blood maledict. You can kind of just ignore the whole blood maledict stuff because it just oversays stuff for no reason. But yeah,
if there's combat music playing, I can't hear it.
Yeah, sure. Hold up, I got you. Boom.
Neither can I.
I hear thunderstorms.
Yeah.
Thunderstorms.
Yeah, I hear thunderstorms.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Been hearing
I don't know how y'all
thunderstorms
hear
the whole time.
thunderstorms. I hear very
Wait,
I hear
what?
very theme appropriate music. That's weird.
Yeah, that's been changed. I took that off like after 5 minutes of the session. Refresh and see what happens.
Okay.
Alright.
I've
Yeah,
been
that
hearing
was-
these storms for a long time.
Yeah, that's
Dang.
that's been
That's
going
wild.
for a while. I
I've
don't
been
know
like,
why
yo,
that
this
was a
is
thing.
loud.
Yeah, no, that shouldn't have been a thing. I changed it to like the waterfalls like a while ago. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me know if it also changes and all that stuff.
I loaded back in, but now I just hear nothing.
Yeah, I heard nothing.
Yeah, I hear nothing.
Yeah,
I
the
heard
storm's
nothing
finally
before,
gone though.
Alright, here, I'm gonna restart that and then play that again. How about now?
I hear it.
Yeah, it's very I hear something
Hello?
very distant. Yeah, very off in the distance.
Very
Yeah.
off in the distance. Hold on. We'll do that.
Yeah, I can hear it now. I said to turn the volume up on Foundry.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why it does that. I don't know. That
I've never turned the volume up on Foundry. It's different.
that is weird. I don't know why it does that. I don't know. I can also shut that off. Well, I don't want to. I mean, I can turn it up on my end or whatever if no one can hear it, and I'll just turn my volume down. All right, let's do that.
I mean, I'm good. We can just keep pushing through.
Pushing through.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
Trying to push through.
That being said, okay. All right. So Gore, what were you trying to do for your turn?
I think Gore would yell out, "Off of the little one!" And I guess I want to see him getting kind of upset. The thing still tries to bite him. I want to see if the blood curse like accidentally activates.
All right.
Because
So,
it's a bonus
blood
action,
cur-
right?
Yep, Blood Curse of the Binding. Make it or actually put it in or like target them and then cast the ability and all that stuff. And I'll describe it.
Okay. I think he's still.
Oh boy. Alright. That being said, alright. Oh, did it not do the thing? Oh, that's weird. So, here's what happens. As you begin to raise that of your hand out towards the creature, and which one are you trying to do? The mechanical one or the one made of flesh?
One made of flesh.
All right. As you see as it's beginning to charge forth towards Korra, you hold your hand out and you watch as slowly but surely you see as bits of blood begins to sort of drop from that of your wings and begin to writhe amongst your arms. And as that happens, you begin to immediately, almost similar to Nephiba, begin to just see as blood begins to course amongst your arms before you just crush it directly into your hand. As this begins to happen, you watch as the wolf itself begins to just stop for a moment. It needs to make a strength saving throw. Let's see what it's got. Alrighty. Strength saving throw. Ooh. 14?
Ooh,
Oh man, that might beat the DC. That might just beat
Yeah, I
it.
think it does. Yeah, strength saving throw at 12, I think. Yeah.
12. Ah, not yet. Not yet. So you
Okay,
see as you're
so
able
go-
to, or go ahead, if you want to describe it.
No, go ahead. Describe it. Go ahead.
You got it. So, that being said, you see as you're able to sort of crush that of the blood before you, and you see as it stops him for a brief moment, he then, however, just begins to howl and just become infuriated and begins to lunge towards Korra once more, unaffected. However, you did see some sort of progress within it, or within the casting of the ability. But that's your bonus action. You have an action and movement.
Oh, 15 points. You know he's gonna go for the old-fashioned way. He said, yeah, let's go ahead. He's gonna try that.
Oh, shit.
The old-fashioned way.
That's how you do
old-fashioned
it.
way.
All right.
The old-fashioned way.
So a natural 20, a critical strike. That being said, as you take that of the new blade and begin to immediately or slice out towards the wolf, dealing 11 points of damage, how do you want to kill this thing?
Oh, this thing crushes, and I think Gore wants to feel some of the blood come out of him, just kind of rush, and like I just want him to feel Oni-ish in the moment. It's kind of like a personal thing, but he's feeling kind of amped. You know, he's been flying around fast, so he comes up to him, smashes down on this wolf with this sword that obviously looks too big for him to hold, and he's like, ah! That's for trying to touch the little one. Ah, it reminds me of the old days.
That being said, as you begin to do so, you watch as with one single swipe, you almost completely bisecting the wolf. You send one sword or one half of them completely flying off to the side, and you see as it actually begins to float before eventually crashing in that of the nearby bushes. That being said, as the blood begins to float or blood begins to spill onto the ground, you actually, or all of you present and watching, you do see as the blood begins to form and begins to almost make or turn that of Gore's wings this sort of crimson red, filling them up even or further than before. That said, I will mark that one down. Good kill, Gore. Is that your turn?
Yes. I think he's like, ah! Now the metal one. And I think he would run up on him in here, or reckless stuff. He'd be between the little one and the wolf.
All right, good stuff, good stuff. Next up in initiative, we have Cora and War Chief Agni. You are on deck. That being said, Cora, what would you like to do towards this individual?
Cora's gonna sneak right here real quick. Bust him with that.
You also have advantage because of Zaman. Oh boy. Roll one more time just in case. 26. We'll take the 20. We'll take the 27. 12 more points of damage regardless. That being said, with one huge crack from that of the Kanabo, you immediately see as or half of this entire wolf, it seems to be completely worse for wear, almost completely destroyed and decimated. However, you see as it's still sort of standing, sparks sort of flying everywhere. That said, that is your action. You have a bonus action and a little bit of movement. What else you got for us, Cora?
That would be all.
All right. That said, next up, Agni, what would you like to do?
Agni's going to move forward, and actually, I don't even know if I can reach. I guess I can. Yeah, go there.
There you go.
And
Bad
join
day,
in on
bad day, bad day.
the stomping of this mechanical wolf.
You got it.
Bad day, bad day, bad day.
Oh man, oh man. That being said, you bring that of the massive scythe ready to swing it forth, or do as you do. Or how would you like to hit the creature?
Is advantage shift in this?
Oh, it is alt key.
Alt.
Oh, okay.
I had to like remember for a second. That being said, 10 points of damage with a 23 to hit. That being said, you take your scythe and immediately jab it forward directly into the creature, and you see as you begin to almost set it aflame for a brief moment. At this time, you see as it's almost completely bisected in half. Before, oh boy, on a roll Constitution saving throw. How much was that? 10 points of damage. Alrighty. Oh wait, whoops. Right here.
This nigga is getting molly whopped.
Molly whopped. Oh no!
Oh, now
yeah. Yeah, it ain't coming back from that one. Yeah,
Cowabunga.
Hey yo, Agni, how do you want to kill this thing? It ain't coming back from that one.
So Agni walks up slowly. He doesn't run, dragging his scythe the ground, and he kind of cocks it back as he's going to like cut some of this grass, and makes like a 180 swing into like the just body of this wolf, carving it in half as it kind of just rips some of the metal out of it. And as he's doing so, he kind of just looks at it and kind of looks around, wondering what else is going to jump out at us.
That being said, all right, make a perception check, Agni.
Oh,
13. Oh boy. You see a bit of something sort of shifting off to the side, but it seems to be from almost kind of where you guys came from. As you have a little bit of elevation, you see sort of skulking throughout that of the woods off to the side. You see several other wolves sort of on the prowl and slowly emerging. It seems to only be about 2 of them. However, at this point, they know to pick their battles, and they seem to be getting ready to flee. That being said, Agni, are you guys, or I guess as a whole, are you chasing after them or letting them go off? Your choice.
Agni would say to everyone that's there seems to be more. If we want dinner and/or companions, now's the time to strike.
It's
And
best to do so.
Gore's in a little bit of a blood rage, so
let
he's
me
feeling
fix the,
himself, so
camera
he's
thingy.
with it.
Oh boy, hold on.
Gore's feeling that blood rage. He's a little bit. Now you remember how we fight, big one.
Cora
I'll
wants
show
to,
you more of the Oni.
Cora wants to check the metallic wolf.
Well, real quick,
Yeah, Zaman would do the same, but
real quick, are you guys choosing to continue continue chasing after them, or are you letting them
How-
go off and do their
How far
thing?
away are they?
They are here. I'll just show you where they are at the moment. Give me 1 second. All right, here they are. There's one here. There's a second here, and there's a third here. They're just sort of prowling
Are
and out of
they-
or into the trees.
Are they like cubs? Are they just wolves?
They are full-on wolves.
Okay.
Wait.
In this case, he's going to look at Addy Dark. Addy, those wolves. You seem to be in tune with the beast. Maybe we can actually use some of them to our advantage. There was a fresh kill, rabbit. If we wanted to use some of the rabbit, maybe we could tame one of these wolves. What do you think?
My people never tame the animals. We only slay. These beasts mean nothing more than meat to me.
Fine to me. Just an observation.
Yeah. If you want to keep a pet, that's on your accord.
Apparently, I
But chew that.
already taken.
So, to get a confirmation, all right, I'll go down the list. Agni, are you choosing to fight? We'll use or majority rules. Agni, are you choosing to fight or let them go?
Agni would choose to fight because that's valuable resources.
All right, Addy Dark, choosing to fight or let them go?
Let them go.
All right, Zaman, fight or let them go?
fight.
All right, Gore, what about you?
Gore chooses violence.
Gore chooses
Gore
violence.
chooses
No,
violence.
no.
All right, Cora,
Fight.
what's your decision?
Like,
All right, Azora, what about you?
She would let him go.
All right. Majority rules. I hear 4 people who want to fight. So it seems to be they want to fight. If you don't, or you want your characters to go be doing other stuff during combat, that's also a thing that you can do. That being said, you see as they're getting ready to immediately turn and run when they're at them to the initiative order. That said, let's see what they got.
Oh, they try to run.
They tried to run.
Like they try to physically run away.
Yeah.
Gore's never been that type of guy. I'm sorry. I thought they were kind of like sulking out the things. If
They
were,
saw,
like,
and then
running
they saw
Gore-
Agni just completely like bisect that thing in half, and you also just straight up and also decapitate the other one.
Gore- Yeah, if they were just kind of like sitting there growling, Gore giving that word, if they gonna run, he wouldn't chase after him. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think he would.
All right,
I'm
so
sorry.
now we're at a standstill then.
didn't
So now
I
it's
mean,
3
if
for 3. So
Azora saw Agni making the move towards him, she'll always go fight. Like she would never not
Alright.
fight with gang. So
You got it.
Yeah, if we choose violence, though, by all means.
Okay.
We cowabunga together is what I'm hearing.
But let me ask this question: Does the for this new mechanic or whatever, does the blood affect Gore? Does he like crave it more, or is it more like just?
If you want to have it that way, it can.
haven't.
For right now, you have no idea what it means or what it does. But if you want to have it, he get like. If you want to roleplay him getting more like bloodlust crazy, then sure, go for it.
All right, fuck it. We'll go with the bloodlust. He chooses
Hell
violence.
yeah.
Let's go.
All right, he chose violence.
Let's go.
That being said, all right, next up in initiative is this wolf off to the side. You will see as he begins, or as there's, they will watch as you guys are slowly beginning to approach it. And at this point, you'll see as it begins to just immediately snarl, fight or flight. It wants to flee. However, it doesn't seem to have a choice in this scenario. You'll see as it will try to march or charge directly towards you. It'll try to immediately leap up to here. It's gonna need to make enough, or right now it's not that far of a jump. It will lose a little bit of speed over here. Get about to 25. How much speed does it have left? Oh wow, yeah, these things are fast. And 20 plus 15 is 35. Ugh. It will get to right about here, just barely, with all of its movement, and you will see as it immediately jumps up and begins to start, or charging directly towards that of Agni, and jump towards to pounce onto him and bite him in the neck. Let's see if you are able to resist, Agni. Bite going towards you. Oof, 23. That's gonna hit for a total of 8 points of damage. You see as
that wolf chose violence too.
That being said, hold on, it says like you are uninjured for some reason.
I'm dead.
It doesn't show like you taking damage or anything like that. Ugh. All right, I got it. I'll have to
It's
do
because I have to hit the save and throw. I think that's why.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. That being said, oh boy, you don't have what do you call it anymore? Unfortunate. That being said, you see as he begins to jump out and bite towards you, and you see as he begins to rip and tear into that of Agni as he is brought down to the ground, and he is is bleeding out in this moment in time. That said, that's all that guy can do. Azora, as you see this sort of occurring, you see as Agni is fallen for a brief moment. What would you like to do in retaliation?
Oh, it's her turn in the order? Oh.
It is.
Oh, that one just went. Okay. So she will, of course, go right here. Sort of kind of get right here to get right in front of him. Seeing as her ally is injured, she's immediately gonna run up to it and go for a slicey slice.
All right. Bring that of your blade out and try to slice with that of the new Frostbrand katana. Let's see what you got.
Yep. She immediately dashes forward, tries to stop Agni from falling over, and then but she quickly unsheathes her blade, and we'll see.
Let's see. Oh my god.
Woo!
Natural
Wow.
20.
Someone
Jesus.
chose violence.
20
Someone
points
chose
of
violence.
damage. Yeah, how do you want to instantly kill this thing?
So as it goes to bite Agni's neck and Agni begins to fall down, of course, like I said, she tries to quickly stop him from falling, and then she just goes straight for the wolf's neck as it's going to crunch down on Agni's neck, and immediately lops the wolf's neck off, and she puts her sword right back into the sheath as she crouches and look towards the other two wolves.
With one fluid motion, you see as there's just a nasty sort of frozen scar amongst that of the wolf. That being said, this individual is slain. Is there anything else you want to do for your turn, or is that all?
That is all Sis can do.
All right, Zaman, you are up, and then Addy Dark, you are on deck. That being said, Zaman, what would you like to do as you see these wolves getting ready to approach closer to you?
First he see Agni being down. He'll hit him with a healing word.
Alrighty. Cast the spell towards him. As you reach your hand out, you watch as Agni is slowly brought to life and his wounds begin to close and heal. That being said, Agni, you are now back conscious. That is your bonus action for healing word. You got anything else for us, Zaman?
He's gonna move to the edge and see. He's gonna try to cast Word of Radiance, but he ends up casting Thorn Whip.
All right. That being said, Thorn Whip. All right, let's see, or make the attack roll towards him. Oh my gosh, these rolls. Oh, wait, hold on. You were targeting Agni. I'm about to kill Agni. What the hell? I got you.
I thought I targeted him. My bad.
Nah, you target. Wait, hold on. The
And
wolves are doing the
Real
glitch.
friends. Real
Hold on.
friends. How many of us?
But that should have hit Homeboy though, right? Why did it miss Homeboy?
It has the little 13,000 glitch or whatever here. I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah, glitch.
glitch.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah. Hold on.
Glitch.
Wait, you tell me you can't hit 13,000 AC? I got you. So we'll just keep the damage from earlier. So 5 points of damage to this guy. Whew. Yeah, with the where you see as the thorn whip begins to wrap around him, you pull him forth. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah. So it's like weird. So you see this metallic whip comes out of his hand and kind of wraps this ray around the wolf's neck. He's like, what is this is not what I was trying to do. And he like pulls at it and he pulls it 10 feet, I guess. And he's going to try to pull it, but then hopefully it drops. It falls on the ground.
All right. That being said, you pull it forward and you see as it begins to slowly drop onto that of the ground, it sort of crashes into the rocks itself, with bits of blood sort of spilling about. That said, that is your action, bonus action, and movement. Is that your turn?
He'll back up a little bit. I think I moved 5 feet or 20 feet, so he'll back up right here.
All right.
End his turn.
Addy Dark, it is your turn. Now, what would you like to do? You have your action, your bonus action, and your movement. What you got for us?
I think I will move right in front of this first wolf here. There, that in range. Do that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you are in range.
Is that a problem 'cause it's kind of cliffy? Is that a cliff a problem?
So, if you want to do some real barbarian stuff, granted this wolf is all the way down below at the bottom of this cliff. If you want to, you can jump off the cliff and try to bash its skull in if you really want to.
I feel like that'd be an effective move at this moment. Yeah, so why don't we do that with my trusty great club that happens to look exactly like a baseball bat.
All right. That being said, you begin to jump off that of the cliff and bring that of the weapon down. However, as you're doing so, you begin to float for a brief moment and you force yourself out of pure anger to bring your weapon onto the creature. That being said, let's make some attack rolls. So, here's how you do it. All you're gonna do is you're gonna hover over the wolf. You need to target it. So you can either hit the T key while you're hovered over it, or you can just double right click on them. Your choice. Once you targeted them, you'll see as they'll have a little target icon. There you go. Now,
Do you have an advantage?
No.
He's on the high ground.
He's not prone or anything like that. Nah, he doesn't have advantage.
Oh, okay.
Good question though. But
Gotta ask the questions.
Gotta ask the
the
questions.
questions.
But here's what you're gonna do. Now you're gonna open up your character sheet and you're gonna hit the Great Club.
For ease, everyone, don't forget to remake your macros.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Struggling?
Oh yeah, sure. Hold on. Make sure to hit the icon, not the name. There you go. Oh, 12. That just barely misses. That being said, anybody want to give him an inspiration point?
Aurora yell out. Now, Addy, let's see what you got. Make sure you don't disappoint. And as he's like running over there, that's what like she'll yell out and she'll give her inspiration point.
Oh boy. There's another thing that you guys see. One moment. So, as this happens, Azora in the corner of your eye, you look over and you see as something begins to appear and you look over and you see as this creature with sort of a circular in shape with the two fins, they begin to look over and begins to grow closer and closer and closer towards that of this wolf. And you see as he immediately sort of wraps around the legs of the wolf and immediately explodes outwards. I need, Addy Dart, I need you to roll a D100. So, here's what I need for you. As you see this creature, you see it explodes, but go, or if you look in the bottom right of your screen, remember from earlier, you just click, I need you to click the icon the furthest to the right. It's right above the little roll button.
Why is this button so difficult for me to find?
Remember, it's not
I
in
see,
the character sheet, it's in the, like, the main sort of screen and all that stuff below where you can, like, see all the rolls.
So
I see, that's the left, that's bottom right.
you see what?
Game settings to the right at the bottom.
Oh, wait, what? Game settings. Make sure you're in the chat tab. So it's top, or go to the top right of the screen. Make sure you're on the chat. You'll have like in character roles OOC.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Now.
Yeah, there you
Yep. Okay. And then just hit roll. You said.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, D20. You said, yeah.
No,
D100. So the one furthest to the right. It's the one where it has two icons or like two little images or whatnot.
How do I reduce? Right click. Right.
You just left click on them and then you hit roll. There you go. You got it. You got it. All right. So, point of note, or you guys to mark down. You see as this creature begins to explode. You see as therefore, or you see as it seems to be they explode out in that of this kind of strange flame and fire. As it begins to happen, you see as the wolf's fur begins to catch a flame for a brief moment in time, and Addy Dark, in the same sort of moment, you bring your great club down. I need you to, here. Just make another attack roll towards them for me, so that way we can roll damage and all that. So, make sure you have them targeted, all that stuff. It has a little target icon, and then you just hit the great club icon and all that.
Oh, I did you that.
Oh, do it again is what I'm saying. Just so it can like roll damage and all that stuff. It'll get a little bit of you or getting used to for this moment in time, but you'll eventually get the hang of it. Here, I got you. All right. Great club. How much damage does it do? It does. Oh gosh, I gotta go find it over here. Details. D8 plus your strength plus that. Okay, I got you, buddy. All right. Plus 4 plus 2. Whew. All right. I got you.
Okay, I'm finally hearing music.
Thank you.
That's
I'm
great.
struggling.
Well, you guys you're able to hear music now? What the hell?
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
can
hear
hear
music.
I can hear
Yeah,
you.
I don't know why it's not doing that. I'm gonna have to look into that. Yeah, 'cause I've been playing music this whole time, so that's weird.
I've been hearing it.
Yeah. That being said, all right, Addy Dark. So as you begin to strike your weapon, you see as D8 plus 6, you did 14 points of damage. Now the wolf only has 6 points of health, and because you did more than you did 14 damage, that means you're able to kill this thing. So if you want to, you can describe how you end up doing the final blow towards the creature in this moment in time. Your first kill. What you got for us? You're muted. On Discord.
All the way muted.
How about
There you go.
There
now?
you go. Yep.
There we go. Got 3 different headphones going on here. Struggle bus. So I'm in midair, right? Or you said
Yeah.
the gravity was weird?
Yeah, so it's kind of like this sort of low gravity sort of thing, and you're willing yourself down or to basically strike this creature. So describe how
Got it,
you end
gotcha.
up killing them.
Got it, yeah. So I come down, striking the top of the wolf's head, just knocking it clean off.
Nice, nice. That being said, you send it flying completely as it begins to roll off to the side. It's no longer moving. It is dead. Good stuff. That was your action. That was your bonus, or no, that wasn't your bonus action. That being said, that's about as far as you can move. Can't really do anything as your bonus action unless you want to shift at this moment or if you want to save it for later. Is that your turn?
Save. Yeah, save for later is fine.
All right. That being said, next up we got All of those guys are dead. It's now just this lone wolf. All right. Well, after seeing you just straight up bludgeon its, or bludgeon one of its pack members entirely, it's not gonna, or it's gonna go down swinging. It's gonna charge forth towards you, and it's going to try to bite onto you and see if it can knock you down and tear a little bit of flesh at you, or flesh off you. All right. That being said, or you see as it rushes over, jumps up and tries to tackle you. Rolling to hit. That is a 12. You'll see as you're too fast enough, you're able to dodge out of the way, and you see as it begins or careens into that of the rocks, almost breaking that of its paw. However, you see as it's limping, but it's just enraged even further. That is its turn. Gore, you are now up. What would you like to do?
Gore's gonna go there with the shimmy shimmy ya. Because I can't use the blood maledict again, right?
I don't think so. I'm gonna check. Nah, you can't. Not at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta take a short rest before you're able to do it again.
Okay. Good kill, furry one. It's Gore's turn again. Yeah. And for the record, the katana is equipped. You gotta equip it for me?
You should. It should be equipped. Let me make sure. Actions. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm looking at your character sheet.
Okay. Got you. Then with that, that shimmy shimmy ya.
All right, let's see what you got. You bring that of the katana, trying to strike the creature. A natural 11 for a total of 14 to hit, dealing 3 points of damage to him. Ooh, that's gonna hurt, but he is still standing. That being said, hold on, that should be +1 at the least. I don't know why it's not adding that. That's weird. I'll look into that in a minute. But you see as you strike forth towards the creature, you are able to cut a huge portion of it, dealing that of a large gash wound across its chest. That said, Gore, is that your turn?
Gore's gonna knock him, and then that was 30 feet, so 5, 10, 15. Yeah, we'll step back.
Easy enough. You see as he tries to reach out to grab you, however, you're too fast, as you're able to zip through that of the sky. Cora, you receive initiative. What would you like to do?
Alright, Corbreezy gonna stroll up on old boy. 5, 10. Oh, perfect.
Right on there.
Target. She gonna get the swinging.
All right. As you bring that of your, or bring out the kanabo one more time, you swing forth with all your strength towards the creature, or with a 20 to hit and 10 points of damage. How do you want to kill the final wolf?
What she's gonna do is stick, like with the spikes underneath his throat, cause like she's like behind him, and just yank that shit up.
Oh God. As you begin to do so, you watch as the wolf begins to scream out in pain before it begins to cease, as it is no longer moving and no longer alive. It is dead. And with that, no more wolves seem to be apparent. It seems to be the battle is won for now. That being said, combat is now officially over. Good stuff.
I wanted to check that metal wolf too.
Easy enough. Yeah, give me one moment. Let me.
Azor.
Zamanda say, you guys should probably harvest the meat.
Azor will look at Agni. She'll be like, "Are you okay there, old friend?"
Seen better days. Seems that my skills have not completely returned to me. I feel he's kind of like making a fist with his hand, kind of like stretching his hand out. I feel like I was stronger before, but I'm better.
Understood. It is. She kind of like moves her arms and yeah, we can hear the music. As she kind of moves her arms and whatnot too, and like even grasps the hilt of her blade, and she looks back at you and she says, "Yeah, it seems, even though I can't remember much, muscle memory must be much stronger. then short the long-term memory.
That is true. It seems the fighting at least has come to us quite quick. Hopefully our memories do the same.
Yeah, hopefully. It's weird. My powers seem to be different. I don't know what's going on.
Ah, you'll learn as Gore learned. This is the gods just teaching you a new. Gore would kind of look at the body that he's slain.
Yeah. Yeah, she will too.
That being said, you look over and you see the almost eviscerated wolves about looking towards the real quick. So you guys are looking towards the normal wolves as well as the mechanical wolf.
Yeah.
All right. For those looking over the mechanical wolves, make an investigation check. For those looking over the normal wolves, make a survival check.
Investigation.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Give him some D4 with guidance.
All right, so what we got for highest investigation? We got a 15. All right, between the three of you. As you're looking towards that of the wolf, it doesn't seem to have. Looking about it, it doesn't seem to have any actual flesh or even just like meat on it or anything useful from what you can tell. However, it does seem to have a handful of just wirings and other bits of mechatronics, similar to the spiders that you fought long ago in that of the ruins. That being said, with your investigation check, if you would like to dismantle it, scrap it for parts, you could do so. Or you could leave it as it is.
Zamama wanted to dismantle it, scrap it for parts.
All right.
Yeah.
So, if it's between both of you, make a survival check as you're trying to dismantle it and get materials out of it. For those those who are checking over the wolves, from what you can tell, this is a decent harvest. This is gonna be feeding you guys for a little bit, definitely for the night, for sure. Granted, this would give you guys, from the high survival check, 17. This would give you guys a total of 6 food. However, you guys can only carry 5. So, if you wanted to start skinning them and then taking them with you to maybe even form a camp, you definitely have 5 food. But you only have so much you can carry. So,
Do we keep track of like the food and stuff in our notes, or is there like somewhere?
oh no, I'm keeping track of it. I post it typically like every week of like the update, or like typically after the session, like this is how many resources you guys got. And if you ever just want to ask like, hey, how many resources we got, then I'll just pull it up.
Copy.
But
So is it that we all carry 5, or one of us can
the
carry
entire
5?
group.
Okay.
So basically, all of your carry capacities, like being able to have rucksacks and all that stuff, will eventually aid and help in the amount of things that you guys can carry. But for right now, you ain't got anything.
P.
That's it. All right. So, are you guys? I meant to ask. Are you guys taking the wolves for food?
Is
Gore.
there a way to like
Yeah.
take anything besides food, like their pelts or anything like that?
Their pelts, yes, you could. If you want to like try to skin them for their pelts, just make a survival check, and then we can go from there.
I think, isn't that what I just did?
That was for the
mechanical.
mechanical one.
Mechanical.
Trying
Right,
to
never mind.
scrap it. Yeah, you're good. Speaking of which, you got a 21 and Zaman got a 22. So yeah, between both of you,
Azora would assist Agni, so she'll do the help.
I had guidance. I have a 26.
all right. There you go.
So close to that 20.
So close. It's 22. Let's handle Zaman and Korra. That being said, between you guys, you're able to scrap it for pieces and multiples of it. You do a thorough job, and with that, you guys are able to gain that of 2 materials stocks. Good bounty on this one.
Gore, well, after he's sort of like been in the, helping with the skinning the wolf, he would go back to where he was perched and see if what he saw was something the greedy one would.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That little shine you said you saw when he was up here.
Yeah. Make an investigation check, Gore. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 wolves. Okay. So, that being said, this is something you'll actually have to mark down on your own notes. But you have, after a bit of time and through all of you, you guys take the time necessary to skin that of the pelts. It takes a little bit, but you're able to do it and whatnot. And you guys have 4 leather pelts at the moment. Granted, you're gonna need to, granted you can do some stuff with that later, but you'll probably need to wait till you form up a little bit of a camp, take a short rest, and then be able to see what you can probably do with it.
Seems like it was a good call to kill these wolves. I might not remember much, but my ancestors were quite good at surviving. These wolves will feed and clothe us as time goes on.
If the talking cactus was right, and we are one of few humans or creatures left in general, you're probably right. It is best we take and gather as much resources as possible.
Agreed. Do we want to go back and get some water from the area we were in previously, or we can also get water once we reach the top of the waterfall?
I don't know about you, but I have no way to carry water.
This
Well,
is true.
We have these leathers. Perhaps once we go back to base, or perhaps if we build a camp soon, we could craft something.
Does anyone have tools to help them craft? Some type of way to hold water would be very valuable.
Gore still shows off his water skin, but he's like, higher ground, I say. We get straight from the waterfall. The safest water we can find.
Yeah, she nods.
Sounds like we need to progress forward.
Addy, you done great. I see you are a fine warrior.
If only the wolves would have failed.
Yes, you crushed them well.
It's a shame these beasts even outlasted. In my world, no wolf would ever die this kind of fate.
Well,
It
it
is
seems
this-
like all of our worlds are completely gone.
It is unfortunately the circle of life.
So, to make sure I got this right. So, you guys are not heading back to the waterfall. You guys are heading further up the mountain, correct?
Isn't that towards the top of the waterfall?
Yes, it is. So, to give you guys a little bit of a general idea. So, you guys are technically having to go away from the waterfall, and you're just basically, you are following a path to climb up the mountain, which is also, again, going up kind of the waterfall or where it's coming from. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you're technically going away from it, but eventually to get back up there.
All right.
That being said, so if you guys are going over here, Gore with your 4 from investigation earlier seems to be gone. Can't really seem to find it at the moment.
Gore swore he saw something there. Can't win them all.
All right. So the party begins to continue off. Addy Dark, are you following them or are you staying behind?
I'm following, but I stayed a moment, whispering a few more sacred words, but then I follow.
Easy enough. As you begin to do so, you all begin to continue forth, and eventually, where is this thing? Or amongst this sort of path, you begin to see that the path ahead kind of seems to lead forward, and you eventually, after a bit of time of traveling, are caught between two massive cliff sides. The path north of you, the cliffside to the north of you seems to go closer towards the floating islands. However, from what it seems like, you'd have to probably start climbing to get over there in the first place. There is a forward path continuing down the road, but that just seems to go back down towards the forest. That being said, let me get you guys a little bit of a visual. You guys see this area.
While we're walking, Agni wants to talk to Gore and ask Gore. Gore, you seem to remember everything. Could you enlighten me, and maybe even Azora, of our past battles?
Ah, yes. We fought many. There was the corrupted in the bar that we... Then we fought. Where the fuck was Footcrux? Then we fought inside the... Then there was the fight in the crypts. The spiders, we crushed them all. They were weak. Mechanical like the wolf beasts we saw. And then the Oni. Oh, the Oni. The fake corrupted Oni. He thought he could best us. Oh, but we crushed him. And we crushed a god. Clothis was her name? Gore crushed her well.
We crushed a god, you said.
Yeah. Yes. Just one of many on our list. Gore still has a god to crush himself.
Azora and Korra, stop right there. I'll let you guys know what you see in a minute.
And then we didn't fight the other ones, right? Yeah. We've only seemed to have lost one battle. But even then, we freed ourselves. And look at us now. They've got us these strange bands, but...
Why did we lose that battle?
They were stronger than us. I tried to go ahead and get the others, but Gore was not quick enough. They captured us, but they saved us. And he points to like the quiet one and the ones that and the ones ahead of us. They sacrificed, and for that, Gore's grateful.
We need to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Very true, big one. Very true.
That being said, Korra and Azora, looking past, you guys begin to see as there are several crows, just a flock of them, kind of just picking at something. You see as they're swarmed about over that of a sort of a corpse of a creature. Seems to be four-legged from what you can tell, and they're just picking at its flesh. However, you see as one begins to sort of pick at it, and pick at it, and pick at it, and pick at it, and you see as its form begins to slowly change. Immediately, all the crows begin to just sort of look at it strangely as it begins to course with that of a strange astral light of blue, green, and purple. And then you see as it's sort of strangely looking at itself before slowly but surely freezing over almost like that of ice and then shattering into several tiny pieces. As it begins to shatter, you watch as all the crows begin to immediately disperse, begin to fly elsewhere, leaving only just the corpse of whatever this sort of just mangled beast.
Wait, what shattered? One of the crows or the
One of the
beast?
crows.
Okay.
Afterwards, all the other ones flew away.
Did the crystal-like thing look like kind of what we were stuck inside when I woke up?
It did.
Azura will say, did anyone else see that? That crow there. It was caught in the similar crystallized stasis like we were, and then it just poof disappeared. Perhaps in the same manner in which we arrived here.
That's a strange.
It's all quite strange.
More the gods' tricks, it seems.
Instead it just vanished. Why? With no traces?
Do we see any of like the tiny crystals or anything on the ground?
You guys walked close enough. So looking towards it, it seems to be the crystals are there, but they're slowly kind of dissipating, flowing into that of just with the wind. They kind of just leave by like kind of the sparkles of like ice before again just dissipating.
She wants to look at the beast to see if does it look like it just keeled over and died, or versus like something killed it.
Looking at it,
Probably a survival check. Yeah.
it seems yeah.
Or
You can
nature,
make a.
I don't know.
This would be medicine. Looking for the cause of
Medicine,
death.
Okay.
10. It's easy enough to see. Maybe not necessarily the cause of death, but you're able to at least see a significant thing. Though a chunk of its sort of almost like rib area, like where that flesh is completely gone, eviscerated, pecked by that of the crows. But you do see in its interior, it does have several bits of astral light tracing over it. Again, same colors, blue, greens, and purples. Also, hold on 1 minute. Addy Dark, by the way, I want you to know that is 70 feet high. There you go. Only reason Gore can get up there because he can just, fly.
Measure the distance. He
I
can
got you.
fly.
I
That makes a
got
lot
you.
more sense.
You're trying to figure out why I was zipping everywhere. Yeah, I could definitely fly. I could definitely fly, buddy.
From that, can I infer it's the astral light that killed it?
With a 10, I mean, from what it looks like, maybe, but again, you're kind of not too sure. But I guess you kind of think so.
Can I cast detect magic?
Sure. Detect magic. That reveals the school of magic as well, correct?
Yep.
Are you casting this as a ritual or
It said at will, so whatever that will require. So I guess a ritual.
Yeah, I gotta take 10 minutes. If you want to use I think if you want to use a spell slot, you can just cast it now. If you want to take the time so you don't have to use a spell slot, then yeah, you can just wait, actually hold on 1 second, I could be wrong.
I don't have these.
Yeah. Unless you get detect magic from Crewfix.
Yeah, it's from Crewfix.
Oh, it's from Crewfix, never mind, it doesn't take a ritual, you can just do it.
Got it.
Alright. So, as you're trying to detect magic over the entity. Oh boy. Here's what you see. Oh god, I see a bunch of freaking things. Let me clear all this out.
Yeah, that's my bad.
You're good.
Wait, you guys can see that? Okay, I'm gonna stop touching buttons. My bad. I'm gonna stop touching.
Hey, don't worry about it. You're good.
I'm sorry. I thought that was visual
Oh,
for me only. I didn't know everyone saw what I was doing.
Oh, I guess
Okay.
it's using. Hold on, my face cam. Hold on 1 moment. My face cam's acting up. Oh boy, I see it over here. Activate. There we go. Boom and boom. All right, that should have fixed it. All right, so that being said, as you use detect magic from the will of Crewfix through your piety and all that stuff, you watch as its form actually begins to wash over as well with an astral light. And as you try to detect the magic of it, oh boy, you see as it like tries to sort of tell you which type of school it is. It's nothing that you've ever seen before. Oh boy, what language? Oh yeah, you don't even know the language yet. Zaman, as you begin to, you have a choice right here. You can you can seek to try to learn the sort of school of magic, or at least a little bit more about it, but you risk harming yourself in the process. Your choice. You can play it safe, leave it for another time, another day, or you can try to learn it now.
You know, Zaman's the king of Cowabunga.
Oh
Definitely about
man.
to try to learn it now.
Alrighty. Here's what I need you to do. As you begin to try to delve further and try to understand this school, you begin to see as something is sort of like almost preventing you. And before you eventually begin to almost hold that of your head, it begins to sort of rack your brain before you just hear some voice entering into your head. Join. That being said, Zaman, make the highest saving throw you possibly have.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Always. Always.
This time at
Boiling
level 1.
you don't learn. Come on, man.
Oh man.
Did it roll?
It did not.
Supposed to be wisdom.
Did you
Wait,
click
no.
if it was a save or check?
Here we go.
There we go. That's not bad. 19. Anything else you adding to it?
Yeah, that's all I got. Somebody else gives me inspiration points.
All right. So it doesn't seem or it doesn't sound like anybody's adding any inspiration points.
I already used my one for Izzy.
All right. Well, if that is the case, that is how it lies. That is just barely a failure. Oh boy. All right, Zaman, what level are you? Level 1. Oh god. All right. Here we go. Hold on. Yeah, okay. That's 5. Oh god. Okay. Oh, that's bad. That's real bad. Okay.
That's not bad. That's just punishment.
All right. Here's what happens. You guys all see as Zaman begins to, or you see as he's beginning to try to concentrate, looking at this creature. But you see as he's doing so, his entire form is slowly forming with that astral light from earlier. You see as it begins to start with that of, or where his arm is, and begins to transfer all the way over towards his torso, towards his legs, and begins to just barely stop. Almost almost the last eye, a part of his face. And at that point, Zaman, you take 9 points of astral damage. And you are brought down to your knees and you are heaving for air. At this moment in time, you feel as if you're freezing despite this sort of warforged nature. And you almost feel as if your almost entire psyche is being broken and shattered before you. I also need you to pick one thing, or I need you to pick one memory, Zaman.
One memory?
One memory. It doesn't necessarily have to be from Sands of Sin. It can be just in your backstory as well. But I can't give any more context than that.
I guess if it's time serving Clothis.
Smaller.
Smaller?
Mm-hmm.
I guess of the waterlings. When we ran into them in the water.
Back in the or the Forbidden Expanse.
Yep.
All right. You don't remember that anymore.
Copy.
That memory seems to fade from that of your memory. It doesn't. You try to recall it, but no avail. Kind of eludes you every time. That being said, as Zaman is sort of on the ground, just trying to catch their breath, covered in this astral light, what are you guys all doing?
Azor.
Does one of you know the healing arts to help him? He seems in pain.
This is not my forte at all. But she looks up at Gore. Cause Gore, when you used to do your astral arms, did it look like this same light?
No, it didn't.
Okay, then never
you're
mind.
muted,
So
Tito.
scratch all that.
Nah.
Yeah, scratch all that.
So, well, okay, to an extent. So one thing to note, it did look like it did kind of have that sort of starriness, but it was more so of the coloring of red, kind of similar to his skin. But it had a little bit of it. You can maybe make a comparison, but I mean, not really.
All right, yeah. So scratch that. She'll just say, I know nothing of the arcane arts.
Zaman, if you can speak, what did you do?
I cast detect magic.
I assume this isn't normal for when you cast detect magic.
This is extremely abnormal. I don't know what this is.
Do you understand what type of arcane arts are affecting you?
Just based on what just happened, it's probably the corruption at some point. It's based on the astral light.
Agni will reach his hand out to help Zaman up, and he's going to say, I'm starting to piece together why you look partly corrupted.
I do have the tendency to investigate things that may be better left alone.
Well, Zaman, as much as we all are intrigued by your curious mind, perhaps while we're out here in a realm we know nothing about, surrounded by dangerous beasts, lack of food and water and resources, perhaps we err on the side of caution until we at least get our own footing or find Jade.
Of course, caution is always a privilege of those who have time. Who knows how long it would take for us to figure out what's going on, but sometimes you have to take a risk to gain knowledge.
Understood. However, in these times of peril like we are in now, we don't have enough resources to go around to assist in any injuries. Or she looks around at all this mystical stuff happening, or otherworldly threats.
He says, Azara, you know I am well adept to the medicinal and healing arts.
Exactly. If you go, then what?
And that is a fair point.
Let's move forward. And she makes her way.
All right. That being said,
did I learn anything from that? Even though I got obviously.
Sadly, you did not. You just were underneath the DC, my friend. Gotta try another time. Well, this thing is here.
So are you bleeding out? Are you bleeding out? Or are you
So there is no blood. It's just his entire. He definitely seems weaker or carries himself in a weak sort of fashion, but he, again, it's just this sort of astral light covering over him. Also, to preface, keep in mind if you guys are going this way, that means you're going back down to the forest. If you want to go towards the floating islands and whatnot, you look where you see where Gore is at. It's time to get climbing.
All right.
I don't know how Gore would look down here. Can Gore help anybody up like he's done before?
You can certainly try, but keep him. It's gonna be. You're not really gonna be helping much. You need to make some athletics checks, but oh.
Azura has the athlete feat. I don't know how you would put that for her climbing.
Yeah. So this again would just be like athletic checks and all that stuff, and it assists you because you have a higher strength because of the athlete feat.
All right. So she'll begin to climb.
Well, hold on, real quick. Hold on, one moment before you start doing that.
Hold on one.
Go ahead, V.
For the record, I have a climbing kit, folks. Just gonna toss that out there. If you just want to climb the old-fashioned way, that's okay.
Are you gonna tell us that in character?
I was going to. Just y'all just want to go climb? Go climb. All right, I'm gonna just watch.
I guess fair.
All right. And then Tito, you had a question.
All right. You drive. Go ahead. Are you gonna go? Go.
Tito, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. I was gonna ask a question about mobile.
Oh, got it.
Oh, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Goro would probably just try to help people. He's helped carry people.
Oh yeah, see if you can help carry people. Yeah, you can kind of fly down there. You can maybe lower the DC or like give him advantage, but like considering the fact that you are considered a tiny-sized creature, you're not really helping out much. It's more of the thought that kind of counts. Granted, you were stronger a little bit and you were able to get away with it with the astral arms, but now that you kind of lost that, it's but
yeah. But I think he would attempt it. I think Gore would think he could do it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Zoro would make the ascent.
Can I use my thorn whip to help me?
Yeah. But the last thing I was trying to say before everybody. So, at this point in time, as you guys were sort of traveling here, like kind of around the time you were looking towards the deer creature, you would have seen as the skies would have been slowly again sort of forming with this weird, strange overcast, and as it is, you would eventually see as it would start to begin slowly but raining ever so slightly, not too much, but it is starting to pick up that of rain.
Happy?
Yeah.
That said, all right, I need some athletics checks from all of you guys who are trying to climb. This is for the first leg of this sort of journey. So, athletics checks, let's see it.
How is this?
I would say Agni is going to like boost up Azura to like help her up.
All right, Azura make it with advantage, and this is 70 feet tall. Azura with a 19, good stuff.
Does the thorn whip help me at all?
Yeah, I'll say make it with advantage.
Do we just keep rolling athletics?
I'll let you guys know when to make the next one.
Now I gotta ask the question. Since athlete feet climbing doesn't cost any extra movement, can she? How fast can she move up that 70?
Okay, all right, fine. So I'll say Now, granted, because this is going in that of sprints, there's a total of 3. I would say you'd probably be able to get with or did you get a 20 or higher? No, you got a 19. I would say you're able, for at least the first sprint, you're able to get up about halfway almost instantly. That being said, you'll probably only need to make 2 total. The rest of everybody will need to make 3. So you're immediately looking for different types of footholds to climb onto, and as you're able to do so, you look down and people are sort of struggling a little bit behind, but they're making their way.
Yeah, I was gonna say after she got a certain way, she was going to give Gore her rope. After she got I was trying to get halfway and say like if you could tie it around this rock to help the others. I don't know if this rock is sturdy, but pretty much she's gonna give him the 50-foot rope and say, tie it around to give others an assistance when they get up 20 feet.
Gotcha.
I got a crit, so how far does that take me?
Oh, hold on.
You rolled like
you rolled 3 times. I was gonna say.
Times are...
I'm still looking for the athletic roll.
No. You only gotta roll once. And for you, Addy Dark, I got you. So double click on your token.
Yeah.
And then it should be one of the first skills, athletics. It's going to be on the left of your screen. It's going to be, it's going to even have a check mark beside it.
Ah, there it is. I see the A's.
There you
Vision.
go. There you go. You rolled it twice, so you always got to keep the first ones. I gotcha. So let me explain what happens. So first rolls all around. We got Azora with a 19. Zaman, what'd you get for your first roll?
It was a 24. I rolled at disadvantage by mistake, so I rolled it as at advantage.
Gotcha. 24. All right. That being said, you're able to climb and keep pace. That first one is a success. What about you, Agni? Are you climbing or are you waiting for them?
He helped Azura up and then he would climb after, so he's kind of in the back. I got had so many dice rolls. I got an 18.
18. Yeah, you're able to get up that of the first leg of the way there. Cora, what was your first roll?
12.
12. That being said, or you're able to barely you struggle a little bit, kind of getting used to this new strange body, but you're able to climb the first leg of the way there. That said, with it or Addy Dark, with a 9, you're struggling a little bit. But that being said, with a
He's
Zora,
got the climbing kit.
oh yeah, you're making it with the climbing kit. Yeah, make it with oh, you made it with advantage. So 9 and 19. That being said, yeah, never mind. You are good to go. You're climbing forth and using that of the climbing kit, and you're able to get probably keep a pace with that of Azora, as that's what the tool is made for. At this point in time, everybody's good. No one's tripping and falling. That being said, everybody make another round of athletics checks.
Okay, so once again, Azora's
What do
got
I do?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what I do with the rope. Like, what I have to do to? Do I gotta make sure he ties it tight or something?
Where do you get the rope from again? Remind me.
Azora gave it. Yeah, I got the 50 feet of rope.
Gotcha. So you're giving. All right. So yeah, if you just want to do that, if you gave the rope to Gore, you kind of throw it up towards them. Gore, easy enough. You're able to catch it with how dexterous you are. Yeah, you'd want to tie it and then just sort of throw the rest of it down. If you want, make just a survival check or a sleight of hand check, your choice.
Well, you used to use them sleight of hand.
All right. Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
All right. So this is gonna be something. All right. So because you guys don't know, so Gore, you begin to tie this rope. Seems good. Seems good. You guys
Jesus
see as
Christ.
Gore throws a rope down. What do you guys do?
I guess
Be
Gore's
honest.
combat now.
Oh man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Zaman was using his thorn whip anyway, so he was good.
Oh man.
Azora had no plans to use the rope. It was for everyone else in order to assist.
Oh man.
Well, I'll take the L. Agni would use the rope.
Oh man. All right. Agni, here's what happens. So as you're trying to sort of pull on that other rope, you see as you sort of put a little bit more weight onto it and you watch or almost struggle for a little bit as you almost pull the entire thing out from where Gore tied it. Make your next athletics check with disadvantage to try to catch yourself back onto the rocks of where you were.
Copy.
All right.
And
That being
Gore
said-
would yell down, "Big one! I don't think the rope was for you!"
Oof.
Oh no! Ah, goodness.
Terrible.
That being said, and that one, you see as this begins to happen, Agni sort of loses his footing, and you watch as he begins to tumble and fall. As he
Can
begins to
I-
do so, go ahead.
Can I try to like use my thorn whip to try to keep him like soften the blow a little bit?
Ooh, okay. I need you to make an attack roll towards Agni. Use the thorn whip, and I'm assuming you're doing this non-lethally to try to just catch him.
To try to catch him.
And could Gore try to zip down and help him if that would help at all?
Oof.
Oh. That being said, you can try to make a dexterity check. This is going to be a hard DC as you got to fly directly down to try to help Agni, who is way bigger than you. So,
How pointy? How pointy is Agni?
Ability check or saving throw?
just ability check.
right?
Well, because I was thinking I could jump down, turn into a bear, become a bear mattress for you.
I mean, he's
Soften
not.
the blow.
He's not pointy. I mean, he has
But are you
horns,
pointy?
but, like,
Porcupine.
Well,
he's not covered.
Yeah,
in-
The good news is
I don't know if you're pointy. I don't know if I want to get
He's
pointed.
not-
You know.
He has horns, but he's not pointy.
so. I have good news and bad news. So the bad news is you're not able to get to him, but the good news is Agni is not that bad of a thing. You don't really take much damage because low gravity at the moment. So you do see as you begin to plummet slowly but surely, and you're able to really kind of soften that of the blow. You're not really able to take much damage as you float down. That said, you're kind of able to stop yourself, and you kind of got to start back over. That said, all right,
Okay.
everybody make athletics checks to get back up.
Can I wait and help Agni?
Yeah, sure.
Like,
thing.
Mine was
Azora said, "I'll toss me the rope and I'll tie it properly." As she looks up at Gore and
I don't even know what
continues.
Gore's
her
making
thing.
athletics shit for. I'm just flying around.
They're just flying around. He's just motivating them like, you can do this. I don't know. Oh, goodness. That being said, 18, 23 for Azora, 18 for Agni. That being said, Azora, with a 23, you're easily enough able to climb all the way back or up to that of the top in no time. Everybody else, let's see what you got. Addy Dark, roll one more time with their athletics check.
This is the second round, right?
Yes, second round. 24 for Zaman. That being said, using that of the Thorn Whip, you're able to or get even further or closer towards it. You're only about 15 feet out. Good stuff. That said, Addy Dark with a 21, you're able to climb up that of the rope or climb up further and further up that of the rocks, and eventually you're at the edge of it before you eventually meet that of Azora on top.
And she'll give him a hand up.
There you go.
So Agni, you gonna toss that rope so I can help tie?
Wait, toss? I don't. Oh, you want me to toss it up while I'm climbing?
Well, I mean, I either way, or Gore can fly it up. Either way.
Gore would just fly it back up.
All right, there you go.
So, yeah, I'll So yeah, can I? What would I roll to help tie it?
Yeah, you can
Trust
survival
ropes.
check or survival or sleight of hand check, your choice.
Ooh. Can I get some assistance, Gore?
Yeah, he tried to help you.
So
He
how
was
far
trying to
do I
help you.
go?
I guess.
So, Core, for you, you are on the last leg of the journey up there. You need one more. But real quick, 15 at this point. You guys are able to eventually throw the rope down. It seems to be, for the most part, able to hold. And you guys, or between the three of you, kind of watching to make sure the rope is okay. You guys are eventually able to get in or climb up the rope, climb up the rocks, however you want to do, and eventually make it to the top. There you go.
Okay.
I had a 16. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Azora says, Azora's like wrapping the rope up. She says, per usual, teamwork makes the dream work.
That it does.
That being said, you guys continue forth further into that of this sort of strange sort of between that of the this sort of mountainous cliffs. As you continue forth, you guys eventually see come across this area.
Just because I haven't seen it in a while, this whole time, I guess the cat would probably be like on Agni's shell.
Yeah, he's just on his shell. He's not really doing anything, as he's still like sort of short-circuited from earlier. He hasn't been repaired yet, so he's kind of just sitting there.
It's either we hit a dead end or there's more climbing.
May want to take a break. Maybe rest for a bit.
This might be a very secure location. We have, it seems, wood here. Perhaps we can make a fire under this rock.
Yeah, I think it's best if we set up camp.
So
I
we
could
want
use
to
the rest.
hurry up with the rain falling. It's going to be hard for the wood to catch fire.
That's it. What would you guys want to do?
Well, first you said Gore, ask Gore how far up did he think it is? Because I mean, if we don't got too much further away, then she probably would suggest that we just push on.
Yeah, Gore would try to get the best view he can. I don't know if it's like going up or it's going.
Yeah, you're just trying to fly up. Make a perception check, Gore.
Mhm.
So as you begin to soar up towards the sky and begin to see, gauge a general idea of how long it would take.
Look at Gore, natural 19.
All right, there you go. 19. It's a decent bit of climbing for this one. It's about 120 feet. You can try it, but it's your choice. The rain has picked up at this point, but you don't necessarily know. So 120 feet.
Gore. And we just did 70, right?
Yeah, that was 70 feet.
Gore would be like, the next track is a little further than the big one. Are you up for the climb?
It's not the climbing I'm worried about. When we get to the top, will it be a better place to make camp?
I think we. I personally think I should rest here. I don't think I can make it much further.
Perhaps that's a good idea, Zaman.
And
We
with the
could
rain
wait till
picking
the
up,
rain.
It will make the climbing harder with the rain picking up.
I was thinking the same thing, Agni. Perhaps it's best we wait for the area to dry off, as we have a lot of individuals without. And she looks down at her fingers and looks at like you, Zaman and Korra, fingertips and grip. Metal on wet rock. Something tells me it won't be for the best.
Then
Whichever
rest
one,
it is.
whichever one of these rocks that looks like we could go under.
It'd
She
probably
would
be
like.
this one over here, or like this stuff.
Okay.
Got you.
She'll try to gather some wood over here, cut some off for her sword or whatever, and
Yeah,
Zaman, make a perception check for me,
Alright.
or perception, investigation, your choice.
Perception.
Natural 20. Oh no! Oh god, here it is.
Here it
live.
comes.
Oh my
Ready
god.
for it? Ready for it? There you
Oh
go.
my god. With a natural 20, 25.
So much.
I will never get over that. But you see off over to the side, kind of where this is, seems to be like a sort of crack in that of the stone. And looking towards it, you see as there is a small sort of cave in this area that could probably be sort of destroyed to get in, or this sort of this area, this little crevice could probably be destroyed to get further into said cave if you wanted to.
Zaman would say, we could probably get some real shelter if I just break this down, and he would punch whatever that area is and see
Go
if he can
for
break it with
Gore would
his bare
swing
hand.
at Gore would swing at it too if he was talking about talk about hitting shit. So
All right. Yeah, all three of y'all, yeah, between the three of y'all, yeah, you guys immediately are able to just smash through this entire thing, and as the rocks begin to crumple, you begin to see as it opens up into a smaller cave, but one that could probably leave that or offer a bit of shelter. However, those at the or outside at the moment, Azora, Adidark, and Agni, you guys begin to look up towards the sky, and you see as it begins to slowly but surely kind of flicker for a brief moment. But then nothing seems to happen. Strange sort of thing. It kind of looks as if it's
Lightning?
not really lightning. It's kind of like a bulb, like a kind of like a dying light bulb sort of thing, but across the entire sky. It seems to flicker from that of like a kind of blue. Well, I guess gray in this case, considering the rain, but kind of flickers between gray and it kind of shifts between that of like a darkened sky. But as that begins to happen, kind of feel a weird sort of thing wash over you. And it's a sort of unsettling, feeling. It kind of feels as if your stomach is kind of turning within itself. And as that happens, you three make a perception check for me. 22, 14, or 16 and 16. You guys hear far off in the distance, you're not entirely sure where, but definitely seems to be far and echoing from who knows where. A large, sort of strange sound. It almost seems like that of a roar from who knows, and you hear this. And with that, as you begin to hear it, looking for that of the source of it, we'll have to figure out that next time, as we are at time. Oh boy. That being said, that is where we'll have to end today's session. We'll have to pick up next week, as it has been 3 hours and 30 minutes and all that. And with you guys getting ready to start up or set up shelter is probably the best time, if anything. So, that being said, thank you guys again for playing and all of that stuff. Had a blast DMing for you guys as usual. Yeah, we're going to meet back up. I'm gonna break down stream and all that stuff, but we're gonna meet back up for the next session. Same time next week, Monday at 8 o'clock. All that good stuff.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I'll be right back. Let me swap on over. Heck yeah. So, let me swap on over to the starting to the screen. But yeah, thank you guys, or every single one of you guys, for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you also for those of all who decided to follow or leave a follow on the channel, and also those who decide to go the extra mile and also leave that of a raid. That was freaking awesome. Thank you guys so much. That being said, yeah, if you guys want to be a part of that of the giant grand universe that we play this game in, be sure to join the Discord, Project Aurora, and all that, and you guys can even talk to the players, and maybe you can even be a player yourself in one of the games. We actually are looking for a bunch of standby players as well. Lastly but not least, be sure to follow me on all the social medias. It's all in one place. We have the YouTube channel getting started, where you guys can actually catch up on all the VODs, but also bring your D&D games to that at the next level, as that's what we do. We give out DMing advice to assist all you new and up-and-coming dungeon masters, as well as old dungeon masters as well. And yeah, we're on Twitter, all that stuff. But Oshiro, what's the best way to learn more about becoming a new player? Probably join the Discord. Throw a player application. Just be a part of the community. That's probably the best way to do it. Because the more you're a part of the Project Aurora community, the more people know of you, and then when they're obviously looking for players to, you know, be in their game, they're gonna pick the person who's been heavily a part of the community and been interacting with everybody, getting to know everybody. You know the whole deal. But yeah, to join the Discord, again, ! Discord right there. I don't think anybody is streaming at the moment, but let me check on our Twitch team rolling together. Let me see if I am wrong. I am wrong. The Nat 30s, they are streaming at the moment, so we're gonna go raid over to them. And yeah, Nat 30s, boom. All right, so they're playing some D&D and all that good stuff, so be sure to go hang out with them and drop a follow on their channel. Give them all the bits of support. That being said, thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.